From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of Hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of Hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of Hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of Hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable.
Wherever you go, you can listen to the news. You can swing with the blues on this wonderful, wonderful station. Just take a lively companion wherever you go. Take a portable radio. Take a portable radio.
Now, here comes the music.
Look at us all early and shit. Just about 10 minutes after the hour is where we're starting tonight's journey into God knows what. Hi, everybody. It's The Show. It's a Tuesday night. I'm Clayton. Kat is here. Al's here. Marnie's on her way. She messaged earlier, said she was going to be part of the festivities. So she'll be here momentarily. In the chat room.
She didn't say any of that. She sent a thumbs up and a meme. I don't know.
For Marnie speak, I think that is it. Like we don't want her to risk being late anywhere by wasting time typing out a message. So emojis really are her.
They really saved her a lot of time. I can tell.
She's not as late. Well, at this point, I don't know. Whenever she gets in, we'll figure it out when she rolls in just mere moments. Jenny's already in the chat room. Al, who's in the YouTube chat room? Anybody?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, well.
Great job.
Glad we're counting on you all over there at the YouTubes. There's Marnie. Look, earlier than I told you.
The emoji really did save her time.
It saved her time.
Look
I
at
told
that.
you. Marnie, I was explaining earlier, just moments ago, that you were going to be here, and she says, well, she didn't really say she'd be here. She just gave like a thumbs up, and I said it really saves her time.
And a meme. There was a meme.
There's a meme too. Like it saves
That
you
meme was funny.
saves you time, and not typing something all about it could get you here early. And look at you.
It happened that way. It did.
You planned
Perfect.
that. I'm
I did.
sure.
It was-
I'm
you
feeling.
think-
Wait, so this is a bit?
Thank
Now
you
we're
for
doing
me.
bits?
No.
We
God
do.
damn it.
I love it when we do the bits.
It's all we got are
I
bits.
love it. I love it.
Hello, Mom. She's
Bits
there
and
as well.
pieces.
The
I
bits.
signed up for organic conversation, not a
man.
bit.
Well,
That's
Well,
it.
Well,
you'll get a bit of organic
let me tell you,
conversation.
Missy.
Just hold your horses.
I'm gonna play on
Hi,
Facebook
how are you
over here instead.
See how that all turns. What
Yeah.
the hell I got going on over here? I got this. I got a little color of this. I'm gonna brighten this up. Oh, since I drag it. Oh, there we go. My God.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to
Every,
the chat room.
all of you, everybody,
All of the people.
all the lovely people out there on the radio,
Yes.
TV.
Happy October to you too, Mama Di.
Yes, it is October. It's October.
Yes.
Well, Marnie, I'm going to start with you on what you've been up to because we've not talked, we've not seen you. You've got. How are things at the Ryer household with regards to water coming inside?
Well, I decided to vent out the house a little.
Oh,
You know, because there's a hole in my ceiling, like a big hole in my ceiling.
where
to
did
dry it all out.
Where did the hole come from? Did a
Like the
branch?
restoration company?
The what?
Oh, the inside of my house. They had to cut out the inside of my house to dry it out.
Oh, I
Sure.
see. Okay.
So
All
now
right.
I just have
That's
a
what
big
you do.
hole in the roof.
Okay,
or
but
the ceiling.
did like a branch hit the exterior? Something happened that caused
Where did
this?
the water come from is
I'd
what
love
we're
to
wondering.
tell you, except for I have State Farm as my insurance company, and I do not think anyone else should have them. The end. But
Jake didn't show up with his little
no,
shirt and shorts.
No, Jake's apparently washing his clothes.
Well, he sounds hideous.
Well played.
Thanks,
So-
commercial.
Jake will not be coming, but Joe will be coming tomorrow for the
Okay.
first time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, just tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Got it.
So they and the only other thing that was super exciting. I
Yeah.
love my house sometimes. Was that when the restoration guys were there, so
Mm-hmm.
they cut the hole in the ceiling and water came out from the ceiling.
Sure.
That was exciting.
Well, the ceiling would
I
hold
was
it up.
thinking it was just
The-
going to be wet. but
No. Your
Oh.
ceiling, especially if it's a latex paint, that'll hold quite the
Held.
lake up
It
there.
sure did. It held. That
Yeah.
was exciting.
Yeah. Which
And then-
room, by the by?
Oh, the extra room.
Extra room.
So that's a bonus, except for that's where everything was.
Everything was in there.
So
Yeah.
I was like, so
So
everything's now.
now you have less things.
Well, less things in that room.
In that room.
Yeah. So then they went and they because it's in the walls and they have this 22.
Pick that up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. Oh
There we
my
go.
god.
Better?
Oh, and you don't have headphones
Sorry.
on.
I was just
You
going to
don't
reach over
realize-
and do that for
Yeah.
I was getting plugged in.
I know you were. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We
Sorry.
got you early, but
We've
I'm,
attacked you. We want
No,
want
but it's
details.
good. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
All right.
So they have this $22,000 kind of gun that they can point at the walls. They can tell if it is
It's a
lead,
hydrometer.
They
Yep.
can a hydrometer. It does all kinds of the things.
Okay.
A moisture meter, if you
Oh
will.
wow, that's a big
I like
phrase.
the hydrometer actually. You know,
That
that's
was
kinda,
better.
that's kinda cool.
That would be
And-
something that measures water. The same thing.
Well, but it sounded classy.
Sounded
You know what I'm
fancy. I
saying?
know. You forget
So-
I used to do this kind of work.
Oh, I
That's
forgot you
right.
did.
I absolutely forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will make sense. Maybe you've seen this before. They hadn't, so that was new to them.
Cool.
They were beating the shit out of the wall because there was a lot of moisture in the wall. They said. There's
Okay.
just, they keep doing this reading. It's a lot of moisture in the walls. So finally, they're like, "Well, we'll just open it up and we'll see." And so this poor young guy is in there, like he's trying with the sawzall, like to cut through the plaster, and he can't get through because it's only brick.
Right.
Yeah.
Just brick. There's zero insulation in my house in any of the walls, apparently, as they went around and looked. But it's just brick. So
Only
that
bricks.
holds the water
It
the
can.
most.
Well, bricks
Sure.
can. Yeah, they can absorb
They
it.
say that, like, somewhat the most. So now we may need to drill all the brick and or replace the brick and try to figure out. That's what these guys said to me today. So today was a lot
feels a
for
little
me.
crazy to
That
me.
does feel a
Seemed
little
really crazy to
extreme.
me, too.
People have been
So-
building houses out of bricks for how many thousands of years? And
Right,
Yes.
but
At
they
least a
said
day or
that
two.
usually
Right.
they have
Yeah, just
pretty-
a
a
couple
layer
days.
in between the brick and the everything else, and there's
Oh yeah,
just
they may
not.
have to get the plaster out of there, but I wouldn't drill
Yeah.
through the brick.
Well, that's what. Yeah, drilling the bricks maybe. I just went. Huh.
It'd be
That was
like,
a lot of
honestly,
information.
I'm sure
cheaper and
huh
easier
is
to
one of
pull
the
all that
things you
plaster
said.
That was the first thing I said,
Uh huh. Huh.
Sure.
and then I went from there with some other expletives.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure.
Get out of my house, you son of a bitch! No, I'm just kidding. He was lovely.
Huh.
So anyway, that's my excitement. That's
Cool.
all. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
I wonder if you were
I like
to
the
take
big hole
everything
in there.
out.
You mean like just take the house down?
Take the house.
I want to huff and I want to puff.
Right, and then maybe fire. You
We
know,
would not be causing the fire, State Farm.
So then, just start over. Start over.
I think we all bought a minute of that.
Right.
No, but wouldn't that be nice? I would absolutely be okay with that. So digress, but that's
Yeah.
that's the excitement. Lots of pounding and lots of fans. The fans blowing is not making me crazy.
Super loud, but it's super effective,
It is, yeah, and
Yeah.
they
especially in Arizona because we have no inherent humidity.
right.
You know what I mean? So as long as you're moving that air, you're
But you
going to
know-
avoid a big mold issue.
But
right. And
But it's
that's-
been-
that's
Which is a
for
problem,
me,
and you
yeah.
don't want that.
it's been hell that the humidity really hasn't left until the past couple of days though.
Right.
So drying stuff out probably was a little slower than you'd want it to be.
That's what they had said. They said that it was a bit difficult just because of that.
But we're still not talking like 90% humidity.
Oh, no,
no, no.
You know what I mean? Like
No, right,
moving that
but-
air
But
makes a big
it wasn't
difference.
10% humidity
Right,
that where
right,
things would just dry up instantly.
Right. So it's getting there now because
Yeah.
of that. So yeah, it's
But
you
this
know,
had to have come.
but it's one of those things. Like it sounds horrible, and I apologize. I'm so fucking tired from all of it, so I'm a little bit more
Hmm?
about it. But
What?
you know, I have 5 other rooms that I can go into, and it's not raining on me, right? And it's not open, and so it's fine.
Was
But
it
just-
determined where in the exterior roof that the leak?
So
or
I'm
what?
assuming I was going to take a picture for you, and then I forgot, and then they sealed it all off so much because
Okay.
of the hole that. But it looks like this. So they're. You guys are better at this than I am. I just saw wood up there, but I'm assuming like 2x4s for the or
Right,
2x6s or
Probably
whatever.
2x6s if
Right.
they're in your roof.
And one of them is like cracked and down.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like
What in the eaves
in
and the
the s-
soffit right there?
I don't
like
know what a
the
soffit-
overhang?
Isn't that the name of the person in Mrs. Soffit something?
Meat pies.
Miss Tuffet?
That's Mrs. Lovett.
No, you guys are all wrong. In the
Well,
one with fuck, doesn't matter menopause.
Because of science.
No, the Chianti and beans and fava beans and
Oh yes. And
This
it
is-
Miss,
It was Miss Muffet, wasn't it? Moffat.
Moffat.
Emma Moffat.
yeah. Isn't that what you said?
Soffit.
Oh, whatever. That
Close.
sounded the same.
Super close.
Similar. Yeah. I don't know
there's
what
going to
that
be
is.
some that are
so
flat and some that are angled.
It's an angled.
It's an angled. All right. So it's a roof.
Thank you.
Is it
Joyce?
cracked at the part where it's hanging past the house?
No.
Okay,
midway in the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
got it.
Yeah. So
Something had to have damaged, I would assume, at some point. Obviously, I don't know. Or do they believe that water has come in for a long period of time
They
and
didn't
this
say
was
that to
just the
And they won't say that to you.
they didn't say that to me, so I'm not sure. But and I didn't stay in there to look. I'm afraid of anything that might be up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, things in the ceiling.
Other water?
my my handyman said
Oh no,
I had to look in the attic. I'm like, I don't ever want to know what's
I
up there.
don't need to.
And he made me climb the ladder.
No.
Were there flowers?
See, and I wish I had an attic so that I could build a little fort there so that no one else could come bother me. I could just pull the ladder up.
Right?
So we call it an attic. I don't know about you. Like I couldn't put anything up there.
No, mine's like crawl space.
Yeah.
Either way, I'd still build a fort up there. Don't think I
You don't
couldn't.
have like a crawl space.
I
in
have
your
no.
house?
I don't. I have a flat roof.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, that's.
I've got a more
interesting.
Spanish style house.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
Fancy. We're very
You
fancy.
gosh, you are. Olay.
Olay.
Scottsdale, you know.
Right. Adjacent.
funny.
Scottsdale adjacent.
Well, there may have been aliens
Scottsdale.
in might be all of that, but they certainly.
Well,
who
it could
knows?
have been a
you
Santa
know?
Claus incident.
Santa. He just is
It was
white.
a reindeer incident. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just is white. That's right.
So we'll find out. I guess I'll find out tomorrow what they're going to do.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't trust insurance companies as far as I can throw them, and I'm sure I can't pick Joe up. So that'll be interesting.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly they would do, but hopefully they'll at least put the room back together.
Yeah.
You know.
They should.
And figure out whatever. I mean, the exterior roof has to be repaired.
Right.
Otherwise, we're just going to be in the same
Right.
situation.
Right. So
Wow.
yeah. So we'll see. I'll have more info, but I will not be here next week.
Well, we're off for the next
We're
2
all-
weeks. By the way,
okay.
programming note: we're not doing shows for the next 2 weeks. So just letting you know, Marnie and Al
Yeah.
are going to be out of town, and Kat and I can only sit and talk about lawnmowers and shit long enough, and we're not going to do it. So we'll 2 weeks.
Not gonna do it.
Fair enough.
Not gonna happen.
We'll have our Halloween show, and then maybe we'll be off another couple weeks. Who knows how this is going to work?
Do we have to have a Halloween
Well,
show?
no,
We should.
fuck,
Come on,
fuck,
we should.
No,
Boo.
Ugh.
no.
I have to work on Halloween and I'm
Boo.
upset.
Well,
I am
Upset.
There is nowhere worse
because it's
to
a
be
Thursday.
than in a bar.
Is it
No.
a Thursday or Friday?
It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Yeah.
There is nowhere worse to be in a bar
Mm-hmm.
on Halloween,
Agreed.
I know.
or than to be in a bar on Halloween.
Why do you
Agreed.
think I hate Halloween?
Yeah.
People
Oh
are
yeah.
always like, oh my God, it's so fun and we should go to this haunted house. And I say, fuck you.
oh,
Get away from me.
Well, I'll
Right.
go to the haunted
He
house.
loves the haunted houses.
That's
Yeah.
not a bar.
Yeah, but being in
It's
a bar,
still just
the
grown-ups in Halloween. I don't approve. I will go trick-or-treating with an 8-year-old
Sure.
every day of my life.
sure.
Super fun. That's great.
Right.
Little kid Halloween. Amazing. Adult Halloween, annoying as fuck, and I want to stab them all.
Well, they. So for all of us that
Oh no,
have
this
been-
is a real knife,
Right,
fucker.
Yeah, right. It's not gonna. It's not gonna go in. It's not
Yeah.
fake.
Very dramatic, I know.
For all of us that, because of being in the restaurant and the bar industry,
Right.
Stupid. Always
so
stupid.
Halloween is worse than New Year's, I think.
Oh, it is because you can't see
Less
who's
people,
there.
but right,
Right.
exactly.
That
You're
again,
like,
that's
what's happening.
always
and
my
who
issue.
are
If I
you?
cannot tell who you are, drives me
Not
crazy.
okay.
And then it's that whole thing of people wanting to come up and they know you don't know who they are, so then they want to come up and talk. Hey, you don't know who I am, do you? And then they try to yell up in your face. And it just drives me insane. I just want to kill people.
No. Here's who you are. You're somebody with a black eye. Whoever you are.
Yeah. So I don't work. I don't actually. The nice thing is for me, I don't clean the bar that morning or the next morning.
Oh,
So,
nice.
but it's the weekend. The gays in their Halloween just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
worst.
That's true.
So
It'll
it'll
go
be-
Yeah,
on.
it'll start like tomorrow and not end until.
Oh, there were people that were like, Happy Halloween. What the fuck is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not yet.
Now, don't
Not
get me wrong.
yet.
I live with those kind of people. Like the Pumpkin King vomited all over my house
Oh.
like a week ago.
Do you mean like the setup, like the
All
cute
the
stuff and the cutesy
decorations
shit and
and
all that?
blow
See,
up bullshit.
I don't mind the like fall
fuck?
and the kind of whatever. That's fine. I haven't put mine up yet, but that's fine. But it's
I have
not going to
6
be
different inflatable installations in my front yard. It's not all right.
okay.
It's ridiculous.
That's kind of fun though. I do like
Stupid.
I do like those little kind of blow up things. They're fun.
The Darth Vader at Christmas always confuses me. But I enjoy it.
The
every
Darth
year.
There's
Vader.
a Darth Vader that they have. There's
They
a
do it in,
A Santa Darth Vader?
yeah, no, it's Darth Vader. But
Darth
they
Vader.
stand him up with like a snowman,
Yeah.
Oh.
a Jesus, and then Darth Vader. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
All right,
and I
Okay.
think it
That's
has
that's a
like it
nativity
might
I
have
can
a
get behind.
package like a but it might have like a present. I think Darth Vader has like a
Yeah,
present.
I think it's supposed to be a version of the Nativity.
right.
Oh,
But-
I see.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly. I am your father.
In tonight's episode of the Nativity,
Now you'll
Joseph
not,
is
yeah.
played by Darth Vader.
Now that I pointed out, you'll not see it this year because they're everywhere.
They really are.
I have never
I saw
noticed that.
they've been at Home Depot and they're probably there last
Oh, they're probably
month.
already there.
Last
Between
month.
here
Oh,
and
they've been
my
there
house
for
and
3
then
weeks.
Right over for
Yeah.
the next 3 months. It's just
There's a lot of them.
yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how often you've been in the Home Depot that's near your house. The one
Not
off 36.
recently for a little while.
And I realize this is stimulating talk radio for people not here, but this is part of our world. So
Picture your
enjoy
Home
the-
Depot by your house.
Have you been in since the remodel?
I don't.
When you
think
walk, remember when you
so.
walked in the main store, the main
Yes.
doors, off to that side was always where holiday crap
Yes,
was. All
yes.
that?
What is
All
it?
that is the customer service cash register. That's all over there now.
Really?
And then you go to the
oh,
other
that's
side.
brilliant. So
They've-
that you don't like get stopped right when you come in the door.
I guess.
Because it used to be you come in the door and it was right there.
Yeah, it's all
and-
it's customer service and returns and all that are now to the left.
No, I need to know where's patio.
Huh?
All the patio stuff used to be there.
Oh, that's right. Maybe it's out in the garden center. I don't know what they've done with
Maybe.
it,
I'll have
or
to-
they
I
moved it
love
to the
that
other
section.
side,
Yeah,
whichever.
that's
I don't
true.
know.
Well,
But-
that's exciting.
Yeah, you'll notice that because I walked in, I was like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah.
It was a little odd for me.
That's exciting. Nice.
So I'll figure out somewhere to be on the night of the Hallows because
All Hallows Eve.
I don't want to be doorbell,
Right.
kid. Nope, thanks.
You know, and the older that I've gotten, the more I'm not as mad about the kids coming to the door.
Well, first off, it's a sign that your neighborhood's better if you live in the
Right.
ghetto like
Right.
me.
Well,
like the more people
they
that are
ship
willing to
them
trick or
in.
treat in the area is you're kind of watching your home value go up.
Right.
To be a complete capitalist about it.
Yeah.
And
No,
then I
I'm
just-
I'm totally.
And then
yeah.
it's just cute. You know what I mean? They're cute.
Some
I
of them are cute.
I
yeah.
like trick or treating when I was a kid, so I don't want to be like
Yeah.
the asshole. Like I enjoyed it. So
I'm certainly not going
If
to give
I'm
you a
home-
fucking apple. I'll tell you that. Those people pissed me off.
oh right, I spend the money.
made me
I
so-
spend the money on the candy.
That's right.
Oh, sure.
And my best friend Lisa.
and a peanut
is,
allergy is just gonna kill you at my house.
My best friend Lisa is just candyaholic, like super candyaholic. I think that's really all she eats, and is about this then.
Uh-huh.
But she will go, and everyone goes to her house. First of all, it's in Minnetonka, so when I say
Sure it
Minnetonka,
is.
Prince. Right,
Right.
like
Right.
Prince was in Minnetonka, and it's So
I mean,
it's
we all were there
it's a
once.
Recently,
rather-
or
Not well, maybe he's floating around. Boo. But it's a very wealthy area, and so they ship them in there to begin with, right? Like they're gonna just be going there. But she hands out full size candy bars.
oh, we love that house.
So yeah, there's no fun size. That's
do
but
love
she
a
doesn't
fun-size
understand
Snickers,
that.
though.
No, she doesn't understand it because she'd be like,
Give me two. Like
"Yeah,
right,
what the
Right,
fuck
give
is
me
wrong with
two.
you?"
You cut my candy
Yeah.
bar in half. I'll take two.
Not okay. It's so funny to me because her driveway is just constant. People coming in to get candy, but I love the little kids, and the little kids that walk up and are so fucking polite, and
Yeah.
you know, and then I just want to look at the parents and be like, well done.
Oh, I used to have those kids.
Nice. And then what happened?
No,
Age?
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just age, isn't it?
Can't even
I mean,
talk about
really.
it.
Yeah. So that's funny though, because when they're so cute and like, and
Yeah.
now the
Like I said, little kid
costume-
Halloween, super
Totally,
fun.
right.
I'm in.
The-
I want a
the
beer and a
costume
solo
this year-
cup, just
right.
walking through the neighborhood. I'm into that.
There's the costume this year is like some super cheap costume, like so it's super inexpensive, and it's just a little kid with a red balloon
Oh, yep.
for it,
Right.
Sure.
like in something else. What else
A
do they have?
yellow raincoat.
Like a yellow raincoat. That's right, and just the red balloon, and they're it or whatever.
That was
They're-
that was a couple years when the first movie came out. That costume was all
Oh,
over,
sure, I'm
and I
sure.
was like, "God, that's fucking creepy." But it's perfect. I mean, cheap.
Fantastic, yeah.
And you have a yellow raincoat that I'm sure you can use again.
I would call
like
it
a bridesmaid
I would
dress.
call it a slicker.
Yeah, you can cut it,
Well,
wear it to a cocktail
if
party.
you take out the balloon, you got Paddington Bear. I mean, you
Good call.
could
Get
do
the
that
little
too.
hat.
Right.
Cute.
Yeah. Get
Cute.
your galoshes. Maybe.
Yeah, that's adorable.
If you wear nothing underneath, you got flasher. Like,
yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Potential HR issue. That's
Right.
depending on where you're wearing it.
perhaps a felony.
ring toss.
Ring
That's
toss.
funny.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's a fun game to play at the office
My.
party.
yeah.
Yeah, well, Clayton will put
Now that
a
we're going to
picture
HR,
up.
we might as well have a little bit more fun.
Clayton
Right.
will put a picture up, and he'll probably show us right before Halloween. But every year you put the same thing, don't you? On
Oh,
your,
the sign? Yeah.
Uh huh. In
Yeah.
English and in Spanish.
Yeah. It says, I have no candy.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Fantastic. Get off my lawn. He's so that guy. I love it. Yeah. So, but thanks for asking. That's my house at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
It's exciting. That's what I've
I'm
done.
yes.
So stressful.
I have to be honest with you. I didn't think that I was that stressed until just a couple days ago, and then I realized how fucking worn out I was
Yeah.
with it.
Sure.
And I was like, okay.
Well,
Like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it is.
In my
No,
in,
yes, it is.
in my opinion, if it wasn't at your house, let's say if it was at a building that you worked at, it'd be totally different. But because it's ruining the sanctity and the sanity of, of your household,
Right.
yeah, you just don't have any rest, no matter what. Even like you said, you've got 5 other rooms to go into. Doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, it's just, and I think it's just where you kind of go, things are just kind of getting on track, and they feel kind of good, and then, no, they're not.
Then water.
Yeah, you're not
Then
in
water.
charge. You're
No,
not
and
in
remember,
charge,
when
yeah.
there's any argument, water wins.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There-
Yep.
My friend Shay that we went to Oregon with, he does engineering, bridges, structural design, roads, and he just said that constantly. He's like, whatever the battle, water wins.
Water wins.
Yeah, just
That's right.
just give up now.
Sure. If you have a
your
hurricane
competition
coming,
is water,
get out.
You're out.
You can divert it only so long,
Yeah.
and then it's,
It's
going
true.
to
It's
eventually.
gonna
The
find a way.
winds will be tough. The other things will put up a fight, but water will
Right.
win the day. Don't you worry.
That's such a true point. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, obviously, Grand Canyon is a prime example of water winning.
Yeah.
Because the whole goddamn thing was
Right.
made because of water.
Right. That's true.
Blowing through.
That's
It's a
really
wind.
true.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, there'd
Yeah.
be some wind erosion,
Yeah.
but water cut through
Yeah.
a lot of rock.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that started off
Sure.
a whole lot further away.
That's true. Is that just getting to my house now?
It will be
Has
there
that
soon.
happened? All
Yeah.
right. all
Stand
right,
by.
fair
They
point.
they keep trying to reinforce and put metal there, but
Yeah.
the water's still winning.
Still winning. Yeah, I was watching something about
Eventually
the
that
fact
will
that
crumble.
was it Dorian, the hurricane
Okay.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the Bahamas, and the fact that they showed them just a month later. There was the fact that they just got some electricity on, and I mean the fact that
Yeah,
water
and then they had
just-
another storm that was just rain. Like they had one without wind and just rain came through, and it was like, no, that's what we can't take anymore of.
Yeah,
and
we
Houston,
just can't.
Houston just went
Yes.
through that. The big climate change deniers down there in Houston are the first ones in trouble. Is that city's
Sure.
just a swim meet now?
Sure. And it's not as though they hadn't gone
Citywide
through that.
swim meet, yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're not used to that stuff. So.
Right, but it just
No,
keeps
not
com-
that that's
and it
okay.
wasn't
I'm
even
just saying,
it wasn't even a
God.
hurricane that made news.
Sure. Right.
That was just a tropical storm that.
So it wasn't one that the first bitch needed to wear her heels to.
no, and they didn't have to nuke it either.
Didn't get all dressed up.
First bitch, I know her clothing choices are always kind of shocking.
Yeah. I don't care. Why do you?
And then she, and then she claims like she doesn't know why they're. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Somebody
Is it
else
not-
dresses me. Oh, you're a cunt.
Does it not translate?
Why do people hate me?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Cat Carlson, what have you been up to?
Yeah, what you do?
Been a week of tragedies.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
First, I went and saw Xanadu last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
Delightfully funny.
okay, I was here because Daniel Ray
Yeah.
seemed to love
Oh
it.
yeah, super funny. And super fun. Surprise intermission because tragedy. The lead fell on her roller skates when she wasn't supposed to.
Oh no.
Suddenly.
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 Uh-huh. During suddenly.
During suddenly.
She suddenly was on the ground.
Oh no.
And I thought, well, that's an odd choreography choice.
I remember this in the movie.
What I
How
would have
did she
done.
cover it?
So 5, 6, 7 fall.
I
Oh, okay. Yeah.
see.
Well enough that I just went, oh, that was odd. All right, fine. I didn't think of it again
Yeah.
until all of a sudden, like, you can tell that because it's during the duet, and so you're like, wait,
Where's
her part is now. Where did she go?
Right.
And then the lights come up, and the house manager is like, ladies and gentlemen, we have a delay
Okay.
or a technical
Good. 'Cause she
difficulty
got
or
hurt.
whatever.
Did she
We
get
have an
hurt?
injury on the
Well,
field.
she came back, so it couldn't have been
Okay.
that bad.
Did
Okay.
they start the song over?
They did.
Was it
Yeah.
suddenly again?
It was suddenly again. Yeah.
Suddenly,
it
just
was
a little later.
suddenly, Yeah.
Suddenly there was
This
a
time with slight warning.
so we've dubbed that our surprise intermission.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Surprise
glad she
intermission.
didn't like
Right.
hurt herself, because that's awful. Good.
And then Saturday, I surprised myself and decided to go see. I know.
Wow. Okay.
Lots of things.
Cat, here's
Suddenly.
suddenly, there's nobody at your house and you've got hours until you have to go to work. Why don't you go see a movie? So I went and saw the Judy Garland movie. I
Nice.
saw Judy.
Okay.
Beautiful choice.
Also tragedy,
Yeah, but it yes,
but
it,
really good.
Well, the story's a tragedy. The movie was fantastic.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Mom and I left the theater just like we thought she had just died right then and there. Like we
Oh.
had just
Yeah.
witnessed it.
Yeah.
It was because we
It was
both were like,
really
oh my
well
god.
done. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, we had an adventure to the Miss Saigon. Why God,
Tragedy
why?
in Vietnam, yeah.
More tragedy.
I laughed my ass off about the fact that you guys were paying attention, because I was paying such close attention to the fact that they kept going through the helicopter too. I was like, what the hell? Where are they going? What's happening?
And I guess
I'm thinking they're putting a lot of fucking people on this helicopter.
I guess if you were house left, you just watched them exit.
Yeah, right.
You couldn't see them
Oh,
get in,
really?
you just saw them get off.
right,
like,
right.
so we're not leaving Vietnam?
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Like, they
just,
did
and that's
nothing
where
to-
we were. So we saw.
Oh, so
we
you
could
just saw
see
them like getting off?
We could more middle-ish, so we could see him getting on, but it was just coming straight through. We're like, well, where the fuck are you going?
Yeah, don't you need a
know?
curtain on that
Right.
side?
Oh, see, yeah. At least from where we were sitting,
Yeah.
it just looked like they were packing them in like
Yeah.
sardines
Got
over
it.
there.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
we were like, they went in, they come out.
How many people can that chopper hold?
Well, it was kind of true. The last chopper out of Saigon is like the famous image of the people like,
on the
just-
top of the
Like
building.
just hanging on to
just
it.
hanging on, and like they were packed to the tits in there.
Yep. But just tragedy after tragedy.
My gosh.
I know.
Yeah,
And it's only Tuesday.
That's all.
it's been a lot.
Covered a whole week.
Come,
there.
yeah.
3 shows in a week, and I'm exhausted.
That's a lot.
But
No.
That is a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, well, I mean that's
Yeah.
ample. Now, I do have a question because Mom
Sure.
and I were going to come see you on Friday
That would have been
at,
lovely.
at the bar.
Sure.
Because Mom, we literally walked out of the theater, got in the vehicle. Mom's like, "I need a drink after the Judy movie." She's like, "I want a drink," and I said, "Well, let's go see Cat."
Oh.
So we get there, and they've closed off more of your parking lot, and then like all of those cars were crammed into the other. We drove up by where your van is parked, and there was not
And it was full. Sure.
all full, not awful, all full. And then we looked at the other lot. I'm like, we're gonna have to walk quite a distance, and we're like, screw it.
My goodness,
So-
15 feet.
So it was further than that
No, I
because it
know.
was way out there, almost
I
to
know-
the
I
Bank
know
of
where the
America.
lot is.
Yeah. So then we said, well, we're gonna go to, we'll swing by Stacy's.
Sure.
Well, that was a mistake
Always
because we had not typically it's not a mistake to go to Stacy's at
No,
all,
I know.
but they had some performer had a concert in town that I knew nobody in this room I'm sure
Oh,
knows
Charlie something or other. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
that-
and the
XMX
after party
or
was there.
whatever the
CMX.
hell that was. Well, her DJs left the show that they were, and then they came. I don't know who coordinated this. I don't know who, whatever. So her DJs came to the bar, and they were mixing or whatever the hell they were doing.
Cool.
It was god awful loud, and it was horrible whatever they were playing, and it was. And
I heard it was crazy over
I'm
there.
glad I wasn't on the door taking IDs because every single one of these people looked like they were 10.
Were the 10. Yeah.
And it was just crawling with these youngsters. And the kids don't stay in the bar. They're in the bar. They're out of the bar. They walk around the building. They sit out front. They smoke outside. They do this. They are in and out. Let's say, oh, remember when your mom said, come in or go inside or go outside?
You're in
one.
or out.
In or out. In or out. What are you doing? So Mom, it was just horrible. So we got a couple drinks and we went on the front lanai of the
Sure.
of Stacy's, but it was still, oh my God, loud. But we were just watching all these kids. It was, and then we just said, we have to go.
Well, because don't you remember the dramas that used to unfold in the course of a Friday night? Like, my God, wars were fought and lost and won, and relationships started and ended all in one night, and we were worried about this person, we were rescuing that person. Like, those things are happening to younger people now.
Cat's not
I don't realize.
What? It's true.
Oh, it's
No,
all the
you're
God's
not
honest
wrong.
truth.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
You're
a
not
whole
wrong.
soap opera
Oh
took
my
place
God.
between 7 p.m. Friday and 1 a.m. Saturday morning.
Yeah. Like the trials and tribulations that would happen through the course of one night
It's
at
the
the
rise
bar.
and fall
Sure.
of one kingdom or the other.
Right.
Well,
So now they're just living out their
And this was
The
at weeks where
reboots.
it was going on with drugs. It was happening even faster. They were cycling through in
was
3
happening on
hours
coke.
instead of 6.
yeah, they were, but I didn't realize it. I'm the one who was just pushing play and not knowing what was going on for many years. And then I'm like, why is everybody thin?
Yeah.
And then obviously everybody called, hey, where can I score some blow? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then they put it all together later. But you're right. At the beginning, I was like, why? This is a busy bar.
Yeah, wow.
The bathroom makes $3 million a year. I don't know why.
People only stay for like 5-10 minutes, but it's super
Yeah,
popular.
and
Super
sometimes
popular.
they're in multiple times a night. I don't know what
Yeah,
they're doing.
very odd.
Always in a
Refills.
hurry.
refills.
Yeah, no shit.
Really in quite a We've all got somewhere to be.
Refills and red straws is what they were looking for. They're very busy. Very busy there.
Do you have a bill I could roll up? I'm trying to be environmentally friendly.
Oh, I see. Very nice.
Straws are bad for dolphins, so I'm going to snort this through a pill.
A paper bill that
Yeah.
I can launder.
So the young people at the bar, they've kind of become reality television for me because you can see the people that are not good. Your story's not going to end well today, pal. I hate to tell you, but
You're gonna be
you're
voted
gonna
off the
end
island.
up crying in the
Yeah.
parking lot here in about an hour.
Yeah, I don't know if you've read your script, but you're the villain tonight.
All right, everybody, places.
I do. So, because
Action!
That's funny.
With 40 came the slight cloak of invisibility, but with 50 is the total incomplete cloak of invisibility.
Okay.
I can walk through a bar and like have not one person even know that I like walked through.
That's
It
a
is the most
superpower.
amazing thing to stand next to people I know and have them like not realize I'm standing there. Like I can completely ignore people now because over 50 you're just invisible. Like you no longer exist in the bar
Well,
scene.
Mom did comment because she walked through and I was in the lead and we were holding hands as we walked through the bar. And it was kind of fake because some people that saw me recognized me, but then they're looking at her like, who the hell's the lady? Who's she? What's she doing here? You know, and then I don't know if the kids get concerned because they think,
Somebody's mom showed
my,
up.
my grandma's here or my mom's or my aunt's here. We have to look good.
It's like a house party. I don't know whose mom that is, but it can't be something good.
This is not. I didn't see this coming in the script. And now
Yeah,
I'm
she's not
concerned.
going to appreciate the beer
Ooh.
bottles in the washing machine.
Hide the beer.
We have
hide
a
the
plot change here.
Yeah. No
Ooh,
matter
twist.
how sound the reasoning is for filling the washing machine up with ice and beer, someone's going to find fault with what is obviously a good idea.
Sure it is.
Until somebody cuts their hand on a broken beer bottle that got stuck in the bottle. You know what I mean?
Things happen.
Nobody's
There's
thinking
always
3 steps
one.
ahead. We don't want to see the third part 3 of this TV show. The lady cuts her hand.
The lady cuts her
This
hand. Hi,
time
ho,
the-
the Dario.
this
The lady
time it's
cuts her hand.
personal.
This
Time it's personal.
Right.
Washing machine boogaloo. Spin cycle boogaloo.
When the water doesn't melt, it doesn't just drain because you actually have to turn it on.
Andy.
All the things you find out that first time you use your washing machine is a cooler.
You can only
I
do it
always
with a
found the
top
bathtub
loader.
to be the better place.
Yeah,
You
bathtubs.
just have to have a lot of
And
ice.
then the tub of ice sometimes comes in handy for that one person who's just a little out of hand.
Well, you've been overserved, ma'am. We need to put you in the bathtub.
No, you put them in the bed. Yep.
No, I put him in the
We're
bathtub.
throwing you. Yeah, we're throwing
Yeah.
you in the cold pool because
Sure.
you've
Because
gone
we've
past.
had it with you.
You've gone round the bend there, dear.
Darling. You're gonna
Well,
wake
my
up.
story remains very similar to hers. I saw the Judy, which we'll talk about in entertainment. and,
Great.
saw the Miss Saigon, which, while much improved, it does win the award for most improved. It still lands at an ick
Troubling.
factor. I just
Troubling.
can't quite get my mind around.
Say that again. I was not listening.
Oh, just the ick
Sorry.
fact. Like, Miss Saigon, they've changed. They changed
yes.
a lot.
Sorry, I looked up and saw that.
And my biggest bitch about that show was always the scene in the hotel in the second act where for some reason the unexplainably redeemed gentleman who's an asshole in Act 1 and then is out to save children in Act 2 without any kind of explanation.
I'm assuming they were all his children. That's why he was very
That's what I
excited
was
about it.
thinking,
Like, that's,
too.
That's where I always
He
went. I
figured
was
he
like,
fathered like 20, 30
he's
kids.
got 17 of those,
he
right?
just stands in the back of the room while Ellen and Chris do their song or story about how they're, fuck Asians, we're going to love each other. We're just going to,
White people win.
We'll just send the lady money and she can raise her kid here, and we'll just forget it. At the ickiest part, we'll just forget any of this ever happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So in this new version, and it was the simplest trick, but I had to go online to figure out how they fixed it because I honestly could not figure out where that scene was. Chris arrives first, they do their thing, and then as they finish up their number, that's when, let's call him Bill, returns from his journey, and he joins our conversation already in progress.
Okay.
So he doesn't just stand there
Waiting.
at the back
I
of the
see.
stage
Okay.
watching, because if you actually
Yeah.
stood and
Yep.
watched two people have this intense personal
Sure.
drama, even if you were the one that found the kid, you'd be like, you know what, I'm just going to
I'm
go to the
gonna step
hotel
over
bar,
here. Yeah.
I'm going to get a beer,
Right.
I'm going to score some blow, I'm
Yeah,
going to do
something.
anything.
To not be
I hear
here.
Yeah.
opioids are big here. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to go check, you know what I mean?
Sure,
Because
sure.
and it was the simplest thing. And it took me all out. But
Yeah.
back in the 90s when I saw it for the first time, that took me out of the show so much. Like, him, you in the back.
Yeah.
What are you
What are you
doing?
doing here?
What are you doing?
Aaron was so upset that they cut the song perfect.
Is that Ellen's song?
I have to be honest with you, I don't know. I
They-
think so,
Stand
but
by.
they cut
Ellen
it.
has a whole
and
new
she
song.
Was it's one of her favorite songs.
Yeah.
So she was very.
They did some major editing
Yeah.
of that show because it, like I said, much improved.
Right.
Still deeply disturbing. And I asked my friend Jenny like what she thought because she saw it with her young daughter, and she had the right response. Like it wasn't the language that she was worried about. It was, how do you feel about taking a 14-year-old girl to see a show that just subjugates women for the first 10 minutes in song,
Absolutely.
and then leaves a young girl with absolutely no agency for 2 solid
Yes.
acts,
Yes.
where she has absolutely no say over her destiny.
Yeah.
Like, how is this a musical?
Right.
And then at the end, the icky, and formerly played, and I swear to God this is true, Yellow Face with Slanted Eyes by
Oh.
Jonathan Price. Yes, they used to. The people
Really?
played and I don't know how Aaron never
Wow.
doesn't get
okay.
over the fact
Yeah.
that there was somebody with Mickey Rooney in
Oh
this
no,
part.
we
Yeah.
were talking about
Yeah.
that. We were very
The
pleased.
fact that they Mickey Rooney'd this shit.
Yeah, no, but absolutely.
And put a white guy in yellow face, and then he's the lead of the show.
right.
In what
Right,
world is
how
this slimy
is this
fucker
guy-
pimp the lead of Madame Butterfly?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no. The show's called Miss Saigon. Guess who's the lead?
Yeah.
Saigon.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to give it to Yul Brenner for taking over The King and I when the show is clearly about I.
Yeah.
It's I.
Right. It's
I'll-
based on the book Anna
Anna
and
and
the
the King. Yeah.
yeah.
Anna
Anna.
and the King
And even when you do it the
And
other
then the
way, The King
musicals-
and I.
from her perspective. So
If you've
right.
ever seen Angels in America, you'll know how much I enjoy
Okay. I
I.
have not seen it.
Oh, God, it's fantastic.
Okay.
It's 19 hours long,
Sure.
so you probably won't.
No,
Yeah,
probably
you know, I
not.
posed that question to somebody else, and they made a good point that he really is the puppet master throughout
Honest
the
to
whole
God,
thing.
sure.
You know what I
Honest
mean?
to God,
Like,
yes, he is. He does drive certain parts of the story, but give
Like,
her
the story
something.
wouldn't happen without
You've
him.
made this actress play this horrifying part.
Yep.
At least give her the lead in the fucking bows.
Yeah. Oh right.
Like,
Yeah.
or let the three of them come out together. But you've shit on her for 2 solid hours, and her voice was incredible.
Oh my God, it was
Yeah.
incredible. Well,
and his was too.
I wasn't so big with Chris.
Oh, Jose pointed out like the
I
day
thought
that
John
we
had
saw
a
it-
really good voice.
Yeah, he did have a lovely
Yeah.
voice. But Chris pointed out, like, the first 10 minutes, he was out singing her, like, 10-1. Like, he was, like, just slaying it. And I was like, wow, this is not a part for a man
Oh,
that I ever
yeah.
even noticed. So he might have been having a
bad
better
day.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
a better day with us or something.
Well, we had when we were watching it, you know, when they had the kids and they were doing and John came out in the choir, and that was beautiful and the whole thing. And they're showing the kids up there, and I leaned over to Aaron, and I'm like, well, I mean, I know it's Vietnam, not Korea, but you know, one of those kids could be my sibling, you know, up there. Like when I do the
again,
Ancestry.com, because Frank was in Korea, and I don't trust that he kept anything tucked away. So I
there's
am
a lot of people.
certain
There's
that-
a lot
Like
of
it's
people.
some double entendre there. Right?
Yeah.
There was.
Oh,
see?
wow.
Hello. Yeah. So
So, and the thing is the first time I saw that show, I was so checked out by the end that I did not remember the ending.
Okay.
I thought they did not do Madame Butterfly to its completion. I thought they somehow found a way, and I'd been convinced of that for years.
Okay.
So I was like, did they change that ending? And I'm like, wow, that's how far they had taken me out of the theater that first time I saw that with how bad it was, that I was like, I didn't even remember the tragic ending. I thought I just cut out like before that of like,
yeah, whatever.
whatever.
Yeah. We had gone 20 some years ago, better than 20 years ago when it was here. And I think I told you guys this, that we were able to see it. It took the magic out of it because we were the last row of the top balcony.
Uh-huh.
And
Like the
so
last row.
we were up against the wall.
You
Yep.
were you were almost
We
a trapeze
all
act
the
at
way,
that point.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
We're almost on
Vertigo,
top of that toilet
Vertigo
bowl.
was not our friend, but they had the helicopter, the floor opened, and a helicopter came up out of it
Yeah.
at the end of it. So that was, I was like, well, that ruined it. When we're sitting there. This one, I thought they really did that well because that
Yeah,
was a
I
big
thought that was the
change.
best. I thought that was the best part of the show.
I didn't
Yeah.
care how janky that helicopter was or wasn't
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
The lead up to that was
I thought it was
Yeah.
too.
fantastic. That
choreography of it, yeah.
entire
Yep.
Yeah, that was the best
that
part of the
entire
show.
scene at the embassy, just like the back and forth and the different perspective, and it's all very fast. And it's all very
It was
happening.
fast
And
and it was
finally,
very
I was
good.
engaged in
Yeah.
this goddamn show because,
Yep.
honest to God, that first half, I was thinking in my head, why, God, why are we
There
here?
has to be something else they can be doing right now.
And I was trying to fake
Anything.
a seizure or a sprained ankle
Well,
to
you
get
could
out
have
of
had
it.
a seizure
and
when the
finally, I
lights-
was like, all
when the
right,
lights
I'll
hit.
go.
Well, Aaron
Yeah.
also.
I mean,
one
I'm
other
glad we
good-
went.
Yeah, I
one
did
other
too.
good thing came out of it was as we were sitting there, and Chris starts singing to Ellen, and like, oh look, I was a shit, and oh, do you forgive me, and whatever. Aaron leans over, she goes, next time I'm in trouble, next time I do something wrong and I have to apologize, should I just sing it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and that'll be
Yes.
okay. So she did something later on, like it just was a smart ass something, and I go start singing.
yeah, just.
So that's our new that came out of it. So that was nice. That's our new thing.
I mean, it's a challenge for everybody. Just sing all your apologies.
Absolutely.
Maestro, if you please. Can I have my apology music, please?
That's right. And the one and the two.
I'm not opposed to this game.
No, not at all.
Clayton and you, what
you?
did you do?
Not much. Went to Judy. I told my story about going to the bars where I was like, I don't need to be there with those kids at all. Period. No, there was. There's not a lot to tell. I'm enjoying the hell out of this weather.
No.
The house is open.
Again, there is no bitching about this year. When we all write Dear Diary
No,
2019, it didn't get hot till after July 10th.
That's right.
For Tim's birthday. And it was like 60 fucking degrees this
Right.
morning. Like, I
Yeah.
walked out and I was like, I could use a sweater if anybody's packing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I can tell
Absolutely.
when I wake up in the morning, like all the windows are open, the fan is pulling the air through, and if I have my hand, which was outside of the covers, you look in your hands like, oh, my hand's really cold. Like, okay, we're good. I'm thrilled to death.
Yeah.
Driving around town with the windows down, the AC off, and the Explorer, I was happy about
I
that.
don't agree with anything that happened in that story.
I still had my AC on. But
yeah,
whatever,
exactly. Still, the window's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was enjoying the sunroof open and the wind blowing through my hair.
Oh, and Nant has
Wow.
joined us. I have something in
Hi, Nant.
entertainment for him, a movie recommendation. So can I tell you about my cloak of invisibility and how it worked once and to my advantage?
Sure.
So-
can I stop you?
Right.
No.
I was literally
ahead
about
and
to
try.
ask that.
Is the caller there?
So went to this birthday party with like all these young people. There was like 5 of us that were older, and I guess the guy was some sort of former boy band one-hit wonder that I did not recognize.
Okay.
So, but there was all kinds of, everybody brought food, and there was like all these great snacks. So we all go up to get kind of high up in the our
You
second.
mean you went upstairs?
Yeah, second floor. Yeah.
Clarification. I was right with
So
you.
we go up to the second floor place that we had rented. It's legal there, so
I
it's
get
all
it.
good. It's
Sure,
all legal
sure.
there. And then we're sitting there like, fuck, they've got all those little skinny fucks have all the food down there. We didn't grab anything. I'm like,
Right.
watch this. I'm gonna make it into the seating area of this party, steal most of the snacks off the table, and make it out, and no one will even notice I'm there. Did it.
I bet
Like walk through, grab the buffalo chicken dip, bag of chips,
Nice. Ooh,
bottle
buffalo
of
chicken
vodka.
dip is nothing to fuck
like
around
not
with.
one
That's good.
person acknowledged that it happened or noticed that like anything had left.
Were they all on the second floor too?
No.
If,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
they-
no, yeah.
Maybe that's why they
But
didn't
still,
notice. Yeah.
When
Sure.
you're sitting, when you're on the second floor,
Yes. I get it. Totally.
and
get
somebody
it.
moves the chicken wing dip,
You know.
you know.
Don't fuck around with that.
I always
Bullshit.
have my eye on the snacks.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
got
Doesn't
what.
matter if I'm on the second floor or not.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
That's your third trip.
That's right.
Yeah.
Could you-
Nope, you can't take the whole plate.
Hell no.
Yeah. You have to
But
wait
I mean-
until everyone has had firsts until you get seconds.
That's right.
Back up.
Yeah, Mr. Grant, you just ate 3
Step
portions.
down, sir. Mr.
All right.
Grant.
Mr. Grant.
At the dinner party where he takes the whole chicken.
That's funny.
You know, I actually follow.
oh my God, that's right.
Mr. Grant.
I follow Ed
Yes,
Asner on Twitter.
Second thought I'm not as hungry as I thought. He puts like the chicken back.
That's funny.
Go ahead.
I say I follow Ed Asner on Twitter, and he's very funny. Some of the comments and things that he says are just he's entertaining. That Mr. Grant.
I love it.
Yes. So other than that, there's I don't have a hell of a lot to add to that. So there is that.
Well, I'm glad that you had a lovely weekend
Yeah.
and that you were able to see that with your mom.
Yeah, did that.
was
Well,
nice.
I went up Sunday afternoon and did a couple. She has a honeydew list of stuff that she needs done here and there. So I went up and
Sure.
knocked out about 5 or 6 things on that little
Nice.
list. Got a couple more we got to do.
Nice.
I installed a security camera system for a neighbor. I'm trying to think what else if there's.
So I thought about you because there was a story that was on the news just this evening, I think. Unless it was something else. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Is it about a vacuum cleaner?
No.
Shut
Lawnmower?
Normally, I would
up.
think that. Normally, that would be the two things. You are correct. But the third thing now on my list of
Bus.
Clayton's,
Ooh, bus.
the fourth thing now on my list of Clayton's
Yeah.
has to do with the Ring cameras or the cameras that people have outside. Because apparently there
Yep.
was a rash of tigers being slashed in one neighborhood
Oh.
that I saw, and I
Dun,
thought,
dun, dun.
well, if that was Clayton's neighborhood, and they would have caught him. That's all I could think. But nobody apparently had cameras.
No, I mean, not everybody does have them, but they're more and more and more. The other thing that people are doing, which I have talked about installing as well, is they have a camera that would be at a lower level that you hide however you make it a very clandestine looking thing, and it actually
like that.
snags all license plates of cars.
Oh, how interesting!
So that if somebody says my house was broken into, they drove a black truck and it was at 3 a.m. There's a you could review it and find out if a black truck crossed the camera and if you snag a license plate, because that would
be
that's what I
super
would,
helpful.
I wish that I would have had that before I put my cameras in when the guy no actually it was after I put the cameras in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was when they stole my hedge trimmer out of the carport.
Right.
Before all the lights, before the
Oh,
airport
that
lights.
debacle.
Yeah. I know what the vehicle was, but if that camera would have been in place, I could have snagged a license plate.
Right.
And because it even sees them if the lights are off. Like if the car pulls up with the lights off,
Okay.
it's got technology, the night vision or whatever it does, where it can see.
And we can't cure cancer. There are things I don't understand.
We can
with
cure
all
cancer.
The technology.
Apparently pot
You're
cures cancer.
right. That's true. But with all the technology stuff that that they have, just we can do this and we can do this and just cure
Why?
something.
Who said pot cures cancer?
I read it like 3 times this week on
Facebook did.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh,
Facebook
really?
said so.
And then it was
Is
So-
that
so
Suzanne
essentially-
Summers your friend?
Essentially, the Russians did.
Oh, okay.
Right.
well, there was something, and I didn't.
What a time to be alive then.
I know.
Well, you should be cancer free.
Fair point.
No, the
Cancer free since 1983.
From the second
Al
floor.
Perkins.
from the second floor with a bag of
It's
Doritos.
82, but it doesn't sound as good in the jingle. So,
Right. We're just rhyming it.
yeah,
Exactly.
we're not going for accuracy.
I was
here,
doing the
people.
math real quick. I was like, 83.
That's awesome.
No, and it was like some newspaper had published it, and I didn't even bother to click on it to see what the newspaper was because I figured it's just High Times is the name of it. It's just one of those inside baseball things where pot cures cancer.
That'd be great.
And it was something like doctors or scientists or government. Like somebody admits that they've been lying to us the whole time. Pot cures cancer.
Well, what's shocking about that?
Which part?
Shocking is that the hero of this story is not Rudy Giuliani because he's a hero.
He's gonna be the
He's
hero.
gonna
at the
be
end of
the
this
hero.
fucking thing.
He'll be the fucking hero. God damn it, he's a hero. God bless him.
He keeps putting his foot in his mouth in
that's
every
his
interview.
superpower.
Yeah, that is his superpower. He's real flexible. That foot goes right in your mouth. You dumb bald bastard.
I didn't say that. Sure, I said that. Why do you think I
love
said
that
that?
Chris
I
Cuomo
didn't say
interview.
that?
I love that
Oh my
Chris
God.
Cuomo.
The look on his face.
The look. Like, literally 4 seconds had passed, and he says, "But so you did? Well, of course I did. You just said you did it."
And then when he goes, I don't care if you come on here and accuse people
Yeah.
of stuff. Chris, yes, you should be very concerned. So, in an update, in cell cultures and animal models, cannabis-derived cannabinoids, particularly THC and cannabidiol, can have activity against some cancers, but paradoxically also accelerate the growth of others. But none of these studies provide evidence that cannabis can cure cancer. Many drugs look great in cell cultures and animal models, but fall in definitive clinical trials.
But Facebook said so.
There are 2 early phase clinical trials published, one of which suggests it's possible cannabinoids might help treat a very aggressive type of brain cancer with few side effects, but it is irresponsible and harmful to say that cannabis cures all types of cancer. So, we just want to put this shit to bed
Stop
before
being
Rudy.
This is the world that we live in, is irresponsible and inaccuracies.
Well, I got excited, so
This
I
is
want
what
to get to the
this
bottom
show.
of it.
That's what this show
God.
was built upon. Was
Set my hopes up.
irresponsible inaccuracies and a a little bit of racism.
Well, we
at the beginning.
clearly
actually, a lot of
every
it.
now and
It's
again.
an, it's an all-white cast. We kind of fell into that one.
we couldn't help ourselves.
Yeah, here we
To be
thought.
fair, I wasn't here the first 10
I
years.
thought it was going to
I'm
be
not gonna
dripping with
Justin Trudeau
diversity
this, I'll
with
tell you
two
that.
two homos and 2 lesbians. That we'll be diverse as
so
hell.
much diversity with
Nope.
all the white people.
Not even a
We
chance.
did really
No.
good.
No, but we tried.
Sure.
I mean, well, I didn't.
And I think it
Other
all just.
people might have.
Other people are like, well, I'll come do your show. I'll come. Like, I don't think we have time for you. We don't have time for your viewpoint. The hell?
No.
We don't need more
Keep
people
your racism
talking
at
here.
Yeah.
bay, sir. That's what
I love it when people come to me like, well, what do y'all talk about? That I can even explain it to them because they've never listened.
Yeah.
They just, it's like they want to ask me a question so that I can Google it instead of them
Sure,
Googling
right,
it. So they just don't listen to our show
Isn't
to
that
figure
what
it
we do
out.
to Kat every week?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's part of
Here
her
I am.
contract.
Yeah.
It's part of her
Oh,
contract.
that's right. That's
job.
right. She gets
Right.
paid extra.
It's my job.
So,
You can't bitch if you read the fine print.
but when I love it when I give them the brief synopsis of what we do every week or however many weeks we do the show,
Yeah.
and then they're like, well, I want to be on. I've got stuff to say.
Oh,
Okay.
We're not interested.
Calm down, Trixie Deluxe,
yeah,
and your drunkenness.
we,
Oh,
we played
Trixie.
that. We played that game
Trixie.
once.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Trixie,
we're
that's
just
funny.
poorly.
We sang
Barbara.
we sang that song in argument form. Yeah.
we sure did.
No, apology form. I'm sorry. Apology form.
Oh, well,
when
whatever
people
you
ask
want
me,
to have
man,
done,
don't even
Anant, I will
start.
do that right now if
No.
you want me to. I do
I
not
want
mind.
y'all to do an Indian accent.
What? I am doing it because
wait.
he asked me to do
Oh,
it.
no, wait a minute. I got a question, though.
that wrong?
Dot or feather?
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Don't think we're not going to make this worse.
Damn it. Damn it. I picked the wrong one. Leave it to me.
Indigenous people's accent? Or curry in a pot?
I want.
I don't know.
Is that a new musical?
Casino or cab driver?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
it. You're very good.
I feel like that's a new musical. Curry in a pot.
Curry in a pot
No.
or 7-Eleven operator. I'm not sure.
We have a new game: gay or Canadian, hipster
Oh,
or
good game.
homeless.
Yep.
Hipster or homeless.
Okay.
It's hard to say.
Hipster or homeless?
Drunk
I
or
like it.
high.
Try hipster, homeless, homo.
Oh,
That really
depends on the
adds
beer.
a curve.
Yeah,
Sure.
depends
I
on the
think
beard.
the-
It's
I think-
100%
Dot.
beard.
He got dot. Very good,
And
Annette.
man, you're
Absolutely
fabulous.
Very good.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So you can add dot or feather to that game,
I like it.
Great.
Okay.
Flip.
Yeah, I
That's
like it.
funny.
but gay or Canadian is a fun game.
Of course he does. Of course, dot.
Yeah.
Curry.
One word.
Slushies or scalpings?
Oh.
See,
Now you've crossed the line. Now she's crossed the line.
Well, it
That's
took me a while to
terrible.
remember that one. I was like, wait, something with
Oh.
slushies.
That's
Can you say
terrible.
redskin or ramekin? Is a ramekin? I don't know what a ramekin
No,
is.
that's a little
A
dish.
ramekin's
No,
a
I know
little
what it
dish that
is,
you
but I
put
don't know. I know what it is, but where does the word ramekin come from? It
From-
sounds
From Ramica.
a ramekin.
It's a Ramica dish.
from the Fiesta Wear Company.
From
I know.
Oh, there you go.
But we got
Gay
to
or
stop, or none of us
Southern?
are going to be allowed on SNL.
That's a good
Jesus.
one.
Gay
Gay
or
or
Southern,
Southern?
Jenny.
Oh,
That's
that's-
another one.
that's a
That's a
tough
good
one.
one.
Yeah, that's how.
And that one guy on the Learning Channel has made that very hard.
Oh, Chris, what's his name?
Yeah.
The cake. What's her name? the Casey's knows best or
Yeah,
whatever.
some
yeah.
homo knows a lot. I don't know what it's called.
Tax evasion for white people.
Taxidermy and tax evasion in the same show.
Yeah.
Chris Lee.
Chris Lee. I knew it was something like that.
You said the Learning Channel. That's
Learning.
what
The Learning.
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 They lost
They've
the
gotten rid of the G.
The
Learning.
G had to go years ago.
It's also on USA.
Oh, okay.
That's why I got
I'm
confused.
surprised because that seems like the Learning Channel
Sure. No. Todd Chrisley.
caliber of programming.
Well,
Todd
TLC
Chrisley, yeah.
also used to stand for touching little children when they had
Fair
somebody
point,
else
yeah.
on there
The
Oh.
20,
who got
the
busted.
20
the Dugars have the
children.
20.
Dugars.
The
The
Dugars are
Dugars know best.
the Duggars are raising a child molester and no one seems to know why.
Right.
How many child molesters?
Why
I mean, I'm
does he-
paraphrasing.
Why does he always want to babysit? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We
just
should
let
love
him.
it though. We have so much time on our hands.
Oh God, all
This
those
show
shirts are
really
awful.
took a turn at some point.
Yeah.
Not sure where we went.
Whatever.
I want to welcome a new listener, Melissa. Thanks for listening.
Hi. Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hi.
Normally we're not. Well,
We're super proud of this.
We are.
Yeah.
We have
She
nothing-
says to me, she says, how long you been? I've known her for like 15 years. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, how long you been doing a podcast? I'm like, 6 years.
Yeah.
Thanks for paying attention, pal.
Just a couple years. Just a
Radio
few.
Again.
Good talking to you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. And it's also those people that, again, we're what, at 8 years of doing this or whatever it is, and people are, you still doing your show? You still doing your little show?
Your little show.
Your little
Yeah,
show.
thanks.
My favorite, the little
Yeah.
show.
Well, thanks for listening.
Little podcast. We do it
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
But based on that last bit, I can imagine who's not listening. So
people with ramekins.
The entire Ramekin community has
Yeah.
shunned us.
Shut us
just
down.
turned. They
We've
just
been
turned off.
oh, that should go on the wheel. We're going to talk about that.
What, ramekins?
Ramekin people.
No, shunning people.
Oh,
Oh, shunning
country I
people.
just
All
made
right.
up. I know who I'm shunning. All right.
The Ram.
The whole
The Ramakai.
The island of Ramakai.
Ramacadia.
May the small portion be with you. That's what it
If we were a right wing, this country would exist by now. Like
What?
Fox and Friends tomorrow would be talking about a flood threat on Ramakai. You know,
All those poor
and Trump,
Ramekins.
and then Trump would be trying to send them aid by like 8:30 a.m. Eastern time.
And then
He'd
we'd
still
be,
be trying- he'd
then
be
we'd be
trying to
rejecting the
pronounce
Ramekin
it.
Yeah.
refugees.
What was
Yeah.
cracking me
Oh,
up
sure.
for a while?
And then,
Oh, that's
and
my
then
new band name, Ramekin Refugees.
the blonde lady would say one of her best friends was Ramakai.
I've been to Ramakai
int-
like 4 times.
Yeah, the
It's
interchange.
lovely.
Yeah, she went there on a mission.
Yeah. Hello.
The interchangeable blonde lady would say something out loud.
Exactly.
That's
Show me on a
fantastic.
map where
Yeah.
Ramekin is.
And then we do that with a Sharpie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could just draw it
Yeah.
in. That
There
could
was
work.
there was some. I guess the winter storm already happened up in like Montana, Idaho, somewhere up north.
The Rockies got like
So somebody
got pounded with snow,
Did you
yeah.
see the meme on Facebook where somebody had taken a Sharpie and where the storm was showed to be? They drew it all the way down to Alabama and back up.
No, that's funny. As well it should be
Alabama,
done.
look out for some snow.
Yeah, right? It's going to hit you
Exactly.
like a ton of bricks.
Like a ton.
Oh.
Well,
my
let's see
God.
if we can pull off this. Oh, rolling into hour 2 already. Almost on time. It all works out. It's the headline section. Our tease into the second hour of this show. Well, Michigan drivers are shocked by porn on a billboard.
fuck
Florida
you.
man goes back to school.
A horse with no name.
Someone was finally found guilty.
Woman climbs into lion exhibit.
Rednecks beware, DUI rules have changed.
I got a radar gun and I'm not afraid to use it.
Atta girl.
Clayton has pillaged the spot where I get headlines from.
School sorry for playing bad national anthem and road signs for Trump. Oh, we're going to get through a headline section if it's the last thing we do.
And it might be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in 2.5 minutes.
I have a problem. I have a serious problem.
You are just terrible today.
Shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
You're listening to You Talk America.
Educates, syncopates, radio communicates, radio, the sound of year-round pleasure.
the Q Talk America Radio Network.
Oh my gosh. We got a lot accomplished in the 2.5 minutes we were gone. I got laundry in the dryer. I got a snack. And now Al's going to get up and leave the studio.
Bye.
Wait,
As
when
we
did
return-
podcast day become laundry day too?
Oh, it's after 8. I can start the dryer after 8
My
p.m.
gosh.
That's
Is
what
that
I
an
do.
all skate? Should I start bringing mine?
No,
Oh, okay.
God, no.
I didn't know if that was a thing we were
No,
doing
I'm
now.
just trying to get ahead because I got another load I got to do later, and I'm just trying to,
Yeah.
multitask is
a
what I'm
little
trying
fluff
to do.
and fold and a little bullshit.
Well,
Like,
that's
I didn't know if
that's actually all bar towels in the dryer right now.
Fair
So
enough.
it's really interesting to
That's
watch
some thrilling laundry.
the rinse water come
Use
out of
a
that.
lot of bleach.
Oh my
and
God,
a
yeah,
second
no.
rinse.
Oh, more than that. I
Good.
do 2 full rinses, then I do a 35-minute soak, then I rinse that, and then I wash.
Oh my God, you guys have the cleanest bar towels in town.
Maybe.
Nice.
All
I'll
right,
start
kids,
stealing some of
let's
those.
see what we do with our headlines. Electronic billboard near Auburn Hills, Michigan aroused a lot of attention Saturday night after it started playing porn. Police said they received numerous calls about the graphic images on the billboard, which is located, for those of you wanting to know, located at the I-75 and M59 interchange. This according to the Detroit Free Press. Dr. Justin Camo, one of the drivers who saw these sex-laden videos, told TV station WXYZ that he nearly got into an accident because he simply couldn't believe what he was seeing. Says, quote, I came across the billboard and it was something unusual. I saw 2 girls. It was lesbian porn, Camo said.
Oh, the best kind.
Yeah. Another driver, Chuck McMahon, told Detroit station WDIV that he thought at first the video was an intentional ad for something like a strip club. Then he realized what it really was. Says, quote, I was just looking up at it and I was like, that's porn.
Astute observation.
You'll know
sir.
it when you see it.
Or just a guy with
Auburn
long
Hills
hair.
Police Lieutenant Ryan Gagnon told the Free Press the explicit videos were on the screen for about 20 minutes. And they are seeking the people or persons involved in hijacking.
Was he gagging men in the porno?
Gagging?
What was his name
What was he
again?
gagging on?
Ryan Gagnon.
He was
Oh.
gagging. He wasn't gagging.
He was gagging on.
on.
He's not hung very well.
He wasn't gagging
He was
on that.
gag free.
Poor fella.
Yeah, he wasn't gagging on that.
Should have changed his porn channel.
Mosquito fucker.
Mosquito fucker? I'm not sure.
Nope, not there.
Oh my
I'm
God,
not
that's
there.
fantastic.
Fair
And
enough.
a shame. I like it.
And a shame.
Speaking of not being there, Port Orange,
Oh.
Florida.
No,
A
Port
ma-
Orange.
it's good.
A man suspected of being extremely intoxicated rode his bike into a Port Orange high school campus Friday morning, meandered into a classroom, and took a seat.
Welcome.
Back to school week. Deputies responded to Spruce Creek High School on Taylor Road on Friday around 8:55 a.m., where the school resource officer had Derek Marlowe, 51 years old, in handcuffs in the dean's office. My God. Marlowe was seen on surveillance video entering the school campus at 8:37 a.m. on his bicycle, riding past the campus advisor, who was checking vehicles and students coming onto campus. The monitor told deputies he was checking in vehicles when he saw the man enter the campus from the exit lane,
Oh, come on.
No.
going in the out.
I'm
No,
surprised he
sir.
wasn't shot by the drop-off moms.
Go-
He went
right.
in through the outdoor.
North to drop
In
off,
through the
south to
outdoor.
pick
Because
up.
those women are not fucking around.
Oh, and I know why.
Oh.
They pay money
Good
to get a
money.
better spot.
Listen, sometimes they,
They
do.
do.
A lot of
I think
money.
it's Madison School District. They actually pay
No,
for a better drop-off spot.
A lot of schools are doing that now. They auction off that
that's
that
funny
parking
to me.
spot, and some people pay a lot of money for it.
Thousands. of
That's
dollars.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, thousands
So
of
the
dollars.
guy that escaped the moms.
In any event,
Yes.
they
Sure.
called
Yeah.
the campus advisor on his cell phone, on her cell phone, and informed her of the suspicious person. However, the school staff were not notified.
Nobody
Well, there
knew
goes
that
our-
they went
Nobody
in through
knew.
the outdoor?
There goes our whole see something, say something story.
Wow. Sons of bitches.
No.
Sons of bitches.
God.
A lapse
Damn
in
it.
security occurred at Spruce Creek High School.
Ugh.
A man with no business at the school passed the gate, entered a classroom. Security protocols were not followed.
Clearly.
Is this,
God
he's just a mystery shopper. I mean, that's
Right.
they just he
a
was
secret
testing.
shopper,
He's
You know what?
testing them.
I
Yeah.
ride my bike down 15th Avenue. I get to Osborne. I think I have questions about geography. Maybe
Let me
I'll
just
pull in
stop
here
right in.
and audit a class and
Right.
just
Right.
find out where Ramaki is.
Turns out this guy entered the school down J hallway. You know old J hallway.
Oh, yes. It was my
I
favorite.
remember. That was the
Of
one
the
that-
mid-alphabet
of the-
hallways, that
Yes,
one was
it's
my
right
favorite.
J
next
is
to
always
K.
one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
always one of
Next
my
to K.
favorites.
Far
I
superior
love
to
it.
H.
I mean, not the whole alphabet, just that mid-level.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. On the
No,
second floor.
clearly the XYZ hallways are the best.
Yeah.
HIJ. We're out there. We're out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
In any event, he then lingered
I
while
hate a
classes were in
lingerer.
session before entering the C hallway,
Why you gotta-
getting a little beyond himself.
Oh my god.
Does not know
Walked
his
in the
station.
classroom,
Does not know his station.
C20 at 8:45.
Yes.
The report says the door was ajar because a student came in late from
Sure.
using the restroom and did
That
not fully
fucker.
close the door behind them.
Flush and wash
The
hands,
teacher
huh?
told deputies
Seriously.
that he saw the man walk into the class,
Was
but
he
at
the
first
lingerer?
thought it was somebody he knew. The teacher was not the lingerer.
No. Okay. All right.
No. The man's name is Marlowe.
Marlowe was
Came
the
in,
lingerer.
came in the out on a bike, entered through J
Got it.
hallway,
And didn't wash his
lingered
hands
a
in the
bit.
bathroom.
XYZ'd his way to C.
Right.
Okay, I'm on
Took a
board.
left
Now
and
To
a-
I-
use the
And up at
parlance
C.
of the
I
school.
feel like
the-
it's algebra, but I'm going with it.
Yeah.
A plus B equals C. Okay.
Yeah. He then
Mm-hmm.
started asking about pictures on the wall in the classroom and took a seat.
Oh.
At that moment, the teacher determined that he was not meant to be there
And she said, I am not a docent. I am not explaining the artwork.
and activated
How
his
dare you?
I will not
emergency
apologize for
button
art.
in the classroom. Activated the emergency button, hit the silent alarm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, under the counter, right there.
Ugh.
While he was being taken into custody, the school resource officer said that the man smelled of alcohol and was slurring his speech,
Oh, come on.
unable to maintain his balance.
So that's what separated him from the other students.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a little alcohol.
Yeah,
Oh.
because drunk children.
They stick to vodka.
Lots
you
of
can't
balance.
smell it.
Right.
You can't smell it.
Oh,
true.
sure, you can't smell vile.
That's
No,
true.
can't smell vodka.
Yep,
That you
yep,
can't smell bile. What?
It looks just like water.
Sure.
Goodness.
It's true.
Well, after parent Robert Chalker found out about the incident on Monday, he said, quote, I think they should have more security.
I think so.
No.
I think there should be security
I
at
think
each
so.
side of every door just for the safety of our children. For
I concur.
the children.
For the
For
children.
the children.
I concur.
The end.
What if they're not the future? What if they're just assholes?
You're saying Whitney Houston was wrong?
We don't know. You
I'm
can't
just saying
prove
it was a guess. You know what I mean?
I
She's not here to
won't
defend herself.
Hear
is
of
Don't
it.
get so
not.
upset. Don't get so upset. It wasn't meant to
Won't
be personal.
hear of it. I believe
It wasn't meant to be
the children
personal.
are our future.
This
Let
is
them
funny.
lead the way.
Ramaki is a small 22
Wait, what?
hectare island situated in the Bay of Bluefields in the southern autonomous Caribbean region of Nicaragua. This
Wait,
unique community.
we invented
we
a
conjured,
nation?
we conjured up a country.
No one has ever on radio spoken
mean-
of Ramaki.
I know, but
I'm
but
pretty
we
sure.
we conjured it up. I mean, we only got to 22 hectares. I don't even know how you say that word.
Well,
Hectare?
I liked it.
Sure.
Hectare.
Oh, sure.
So I mean, we should work on making bigger countries next time we conjure one up.
That's okay. We don't need much room.
A South American indigenous group, according to the last census.
Well done,
So they're
immigrants.
Indian too. There are approximately 1,600 Rama people in the Caribbean.
They're
Rama
called
people.
Ramas. Ramalama Ding Dong. Well, you don't know.
They might have liked Greece. They might have liked Greece. It's not my business. Some of them live in the region of San Juan de Nicaragua in the department of Rio San Juan.
San Juan?
Breaking news: we found a country. Well, first we invented
Well,
it.
Anant found the country. Just
Oh.
to, Thank you, Anant. And by the way, Meow Cow, we're coming in close second here.
Yeah, I know.
mean,
Coming in
Yeah.
hot.
When the cartographer
We are going to
drops
ask Anant
off-
to please bring his own
cartographer.
cartographer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I need Meow Cow to show us on a map where
Well,
he's been.
Yeah.
We'll get right back to
I feel like
We
Nicaragua
miss
is just south of
22
South
hectares
Dakota.
pretty
I do.
big. It's 250,000, give or take, square yards.
Still yards, though. I mean,
Still yards,
I
I
feel
know.
like the next time we
Well-
all conjure together, we should come up with Rhode Island.
I tried to go to square miles, and it is
Less than one.
less than 0.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again,
Real small.
So it's like Indian Steel Park. Okay, that's basically the country.
It's basically Indian Steel Park.
It's like
yeah.
the gag no one over there. It's
not
small.
Gagnon. Yeah.
Back to you in studio.
Yeah.
Marnie, what do you got for us?
Live
Well,
from Ramaca.
It's all about a horse with no name, quite frankly.
I rode one once.
Drive.
I'm reporting live from the shores of Ramaca.
At the
These
behest
men may
of
have-
these motherfuckers.
These men may have been in Ramaca or thought that they were. 2 Amish men escaped police.
I was hoping it was walked into a bar, but okay.
Well, after
Wait,
having
this joke
walked
could still
into
happen.
a bar,
Hold on.
because they got pulled over for drinking and driving their horse and buggy.
Oh, that happens. No, that really
Yeah.
happens.
Oh, absolutely. And it did. So, picture this.
Sicily.
2 Amish
Lancaster.
2 Amish men drinking alcoholic beverages.
What was the township here that we were in?
Beverages.
I'm sure it was a low.
Trumbull County
It was a
in
low,
Ohio.
Oh,
speed
Ohio.
chase.
Yep.
Low speed chase.
It's
Super
those
low
uppity
speed.
Ohio Amish.
Listen,
Well,
I'll have
you know,
nothing but
the
Pennsylvania
Ohio-
Amish.
yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, sir
Well, they
or
wouldn't.
ma'am.
They wouldn't be.
I'm
caught
not eating
dead
your
in-
Oh, those
dirty
motherfuckers are
fucking
drunk all
apple
the
butter.
time.
Can I get a chair? Can you guys make me a chair?
No, I wanted one of those fucking
Do I
fireplaces.
gotta stand next to this fireplace? Not one fucking woodworker in the whole community.
Come on.
Bunch of horse
Could sure
shit.
make an electric fireplace like nobody's business, though.
That's right. That's right.
I feel like on
Nobody
the
caught
small
that?
board of
Bunch
people
of
it's still
horse
okay to make fun of the Amish.
Well, they're not listening.
They don't
They're-
listen.
Right. So, I mean, they're like one of the
Ah,
2
fair
groups
point.
left. I don't know who the other one is. But we're the Ramekins. But
those
the
of-
Ramekins
those
and the
of
Amish.
Ramakai.
That's all we have left. Everything
That's right.
else is politically
If you're
incorrect.
on Ramaki and listening, please send us a message
Please let
to
us know.
Al Perkins.
Please walk to the other side of the island and tell us how long that took.
It's just feet away.
Your service.
It's not a long walk.
You could measure it in
You'll be
string.
fine.
That would help.
Anyway,
That's a measurement we're fond of.
so
The show's always better with 4 people. I say it all
picture
the time.
this. 2 Amish men drinking alcoholic beverages while operating a horse and buggy, carrying a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra, and outfitted
Oh.
with a giant stereo system. This is gonna crack me up.
Yes.
Well played.
Is it
I
a hand
say.
crank stereo system? Do they have
That
to
I don't
wind it
believe
up?
so. Not from the pictures. It's not something
The
you
old
see every
Victrola.
day. It's not something you see every day. But the Trumbull County Sheriff's Department in Ohio say that's exactly what they
We are
witnessed.
cracking down.
I mean, we're done with this.
Had
Turn
it with
that
you,
music
Amish.
down.
Yeah. And what are they listening to? Like,
Polka.
come on. Yeah. Oh, fair. That's fair. Hence the noise complaint.
Yeah.
I don't. They shouldn't have a
didn't know.
boombox.
Too much squeeze box.
They shouldn't have beer either.
Well,
I'm saying.
it's made
And
out
I
of
feel
natural
like-
ingredients.
No, the Amish can
necessarily.
drink. Settle down.
Yeah.
only on Rumspringa.
Well, no, then they could do all the coke and all the other things that they want. But I'm
yeah, I
pretty
don't
sure
think
they
they don't
still
drink.
drink.
I mean,
I don't think
they
they're
don't not drink.
teetotalers.
I thought they were teetotalers.
I
Dear
don't,
Google,
that's
do
the
the-
Quakers. I think Quakers don't and Amish
I thought that was
Very
don't.
true.
oats. I get so
And
confused.
the Amish probably kill each other too.
Do the
Probably.
Amish drink alcohol?
It's not, so we're not
As
used
long as
to
it's an
seeing these
IPA, you know what I
things.
mean?
Right, right.
Hipster or Amish,
Yeah,
that's
but-
a new game too.
Michelob Ultra, So it's not something that you
That's
see
how you
every
know they're
day,
from
like I
Ohio.
said. But Deputy Eric Hermsdorfer, it's a nice name.
Hermsdorfer.
Hey, Officer Hermsdorfer. He came across the men while on patrol, and he attempted to stop and question them about the drinking and driving. And they leaped out of the buggy and disappeared into the woods by the side of the road. Meanwhile,
They stood next to an Abe Lincoln statue
Run,
and just
Amish,
blended in.
run!
meanwhile, the horse
I'm
pulling
on
the
foot
buggy,
pursuit. We're on foot pursuit against the horse.
the horse pulling the buggy took off,
Right.
just took off. But Hermsdorfer caught up to it. Oof.
Because he had a car.
The men though, they were gone. Not a routine stop. So he turned the horse over to a local farmer.
Oh.
Hermsdorfer did like you
They
do.
made glue out of it already?
no,
That's
no,
fast.
turned it over to a local farmer.
means
Until the
glue.
two men came forward.
It's like that puppy that went to the farm
Yeah.
to run
In-
around and play with the other animals that you're not allowed to visit.
In custody.
Yeah.
right.
He's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler
That's a good
alert, your
point.
dog's dead.
Yeah, here's some glue. The sheriff's department had attempted to call different people to pick up the horse, but no one has
But the Amish
answered
don't
the
have
phone. The two men could be charged with failure to
Oh,
comply
no.
with the deputy's commands. That could happen, but the drinking and driving laws still apply to the buggy, even if it's pulled by a horse and not licensed. So maybe there's just the fear of the consequences, and that could be a reality check for them. That there are consequences.
Have to be in a
But,
jail cell with electricity. They'd freak out.
Turn off the lights. Still, he's
She's a
encouraging. He's encouraging the two men to come forward and retrieve, if nothing else, their horse and buggy. The horse misses them, Mr. Ed.
A horse is a horse, of course.
Of course. And imagine how scary it must have been for them to hear that polka. The
That
horse.
polka.
The horse I'm talking
I
about.
love a polka.
I feel like they'd be big proponents of the cowbell.
We need more cowbell.
Everyone needs more.
Perhaps.
I feel like there's a
just
lot
thought
of
it
cowbell
was-
in native Amish music.
It was very, very funny to me because they had a video of the whole thing, and I just thought, this is just fantastic. There goes the horse and the buggy.
So even
yeah.
though Clayton has
Sprung rubber. I feel
Imagine
like it's
that-
the chicken dance.
That's the girls from Chicago
I feel
polka.
like it's the chicken dance.
imagine that shit coming at
The
you at
chicken dance is
55
a
miles
polka,
an
yeah.
hour with a drunk Amish person riding a horse. You know
No,
what I mean?
like 15 miles an hour. It's a horse.
Well, it depends on
Amish,
how good
pass
the
me
wheels
another
are.
beer.
What's
that
2
they created.
horsepower? That's got to get up to like 3 or 4 miles an hour, right? Measure it in string.
You don't know. Yeah,
That's a 1 hectare.
Go along. Abraham, give me another beer.
We
Hey,
gave,
all of a sudden they're Canadian.
I don't know.
Foot
Similar
stomping.
accent. No, it's a
Foot
similar
stomping and
accent.
cowbell. That's the first Amish band.
Yeah.
That's the punk rock band.
What am I going to get sentenced with here?
Oh, because you found out where I steal all my stories from, and you just stole all of mine. So, luckily, a net to the rescue. A daring Tennessee woman was stopped by cops while walking naked on a humid summer night last month.
that's
Listen,
when
it
they
was
were
hot
going with
out.
the
But she
buggy,
had
I
a
bet.
simple explanation, police said, because it's hot.
Of course.
Said
Okay.
35-year-old, and this is real, Princess Denise Day.
Go home, princess.
Justifying her clothes-free approach, according to a Nashville police arrest complaint. Day was walking along a store line stretch near the city's West Nashville neighborhood at 11:52 p.m. on August 12th when police stopped her, according to arrest records. She did not appear to be under the influence of alcohol, and she immediately tossed in a large T-shirt she was carrying when she was stopped. She had been walking toward downtown, her breasts, buttocks, and genital just fly into the wind. She said she'd been on her way to a friend's house but was going to turn around and head home because of the heat. Temperatures in the Nashville area hovered around 80 degrees at the time of the arrest. Oh,
My
she's a
God.
pussy.
But 120% humidity.
So whether or not her lawyer had clothes, not in the story.
I say good on her.
I'm just saying.
You don't know.
Foot Stomping and Cowbell, the new album by the Amish
From
Rum
the
Runners.
Ramekin refugees.
Yeah.
They're putting that out. Right?
Perfect. I'm
She's
into
a
it.
witch.
Lights. What are these lights? Abraham, give me a beer.
Everything is running amok, amok, amok.
Well, we've all heard of swimming with the sharks because Al's done it and he's told us
Wow,
about it. He's
true.
regaled us with tales of the ocean.
Kevin Dasso was not afraid.
But what about people who dance with the lions? Well, that's what one woman.
They should be eaten.
What one stupid woman did on Saturday at New York City's Bronx Zoo. She climbed over the safety rail at the African lion exhibit. The unidentified woman was filmed standing in the exhibit near a lion with only a moat with a 14-foot drop separating them. This according to CBS News New York. It's also according to this video of her standing in it. This stupid. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. Right there. Look at this.
She high.
She's stupid.
She should be lunch.
So he's confused as hell. Like he doesn't. So they're. Yeah, this
How
stupid one.
drunk is she?
Don't know.
No, she high.
The woman appears to dance
Has
with the
to be.
lion, who doesn't appear to be
Second
impressed
floor
based
high.
on the Instagram video of the incident. Hernan
He's like, bitch, I was in the whiz.
Hernan Rayoso, who filmed the video, told WNBC TV that at first he thought the woman and her dancing were part of the exhibit. I don't know what zoos he's going
Oh,
to.
we gotta go to that exhibit where the lady dances with the lions. That's the one I want to go to
That's
first.
the one.
He says, but
Does
when
he
I
sing King of the Forest now?
But he says, but when I saw she was just there dancing, saying hi to the lion and everything, that was just crazy, he said. He also said that when he saw the lion start to get agitated and roar at the woman, he decided to grab his family and leave the scene.
Yeah.
Bronx Zoo officials.
While humming Circle of Life in case she got eaten.
Bronx Zoo
Clean
officials.
pajamas, penguins on the bottom.
Bronx Zoo officials told WABC TV that there were no
Penguins on the
injuries from the
bottom.
encounter, but that it has been a zero
Penguins on the
tolerance
bottom.
policy for antics of this sort. This action was a serious violation and an unlawful trespass that they could have resulted in serious injury or death. Barriers and rules are in place to keep both visitors and animals safe, the zoo said in a statement. The woman, who has not been identified yet, but the zoo is currently filing a criminal trespass.
They gotta wait for the lion to poop her out.
I don't know, though. She got out. There has been a filing of a criminal trespass report against her at the station. So when they identify her, boom, she's going to get slapped with that.
I say just leave her in there. She wanted to go.
She walked out.
Oh, if she got out of her own volition.
No, she turned around right after. Yeah, but still.
I say lock her in there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Lock her up!
Lock.
That's right.
Oh, damn it. Now we're there again.
But her emails.
Son of a
Good
bitch.
luck and
Well, she
God
didn't
bless
email
them.
the lion.
You don't know. She could have.
We don't
Ask
know.
Russia.
They might know Ukraine.
All of Ukraine.
Damn it, Marnie. The emails are in Ukraine.
I didn't
It's
know.
true.
I
The whole
didn't
server is
know.
there.
Carry on, my wayward son.
It's you.
Speaking
And
of
remember, like Eurythmics, it's
What?
Ukraine. There's no the.
Correct. I have to be honest with you.
It's not
it
the
throws
Eurythmics.
me.
And it's not the Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's Eurythmics
and Ukraine.
and Ukraine.
I know. It drives
that
me
as your
nuts.
guide.
There's something
And
that sounds
Facebook.
weird about it.
And Walmart. Also, no the.
No the. No S on the end of summer.
We're going to the Walmart.
Yeah.
You got to
You
say
use
it
that
like
correctly.
that.
Yeah, you use that correctly in
Yeah.
a sentence.
Yeah. Going to the Walmart. Oh, wait. No, the Walmart.
I need to get a toe fungus. Let's
You
go to
gotta put-
Walmart.
You got to put an S at the end. We're going to the Walmart.
Just gonna wait and see how this plays out.
Things Angie Dickinson would say.
I need a bath.
That's
Well.
funny.
Speaking of having no segue, a Wisconsin appeals court has ruled that operating a riding mower while drunk carries the same penalty as driving a car while intoxicated.
Get a bike,
That's
people.
right.
They leave you
There
the
you go.
fuck alone.
Something.
Think you're getting yourself a little loophole? Not in Wisconsin,
Not at all.
motherfuckers.
Nope.
The ruling came
A
in.
lot of drunk people in Wisconsin.
The ruling Tuesday
Used to
came
be
in the
one of them.
case of a northern Wisconsin man who was arrested for drunk driving in 2017. Police pulled Keith Schroeder
Sure.
over while he was operating a riding mower on the streets of Rhinelander after leaving a tavern.
Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Yep.
I know it well.
I've been there a time or
Like
two.
the back
then.
of my hand.
Yep. Well, I gave her
Like
the,
the back of
of
his
my
mower.
hand when I was there. That's right.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Well,
You get like that in Rhinelander.
Rhinelander Keith, well, he appealed his conviction of his fourth offense of drunk driving,
On the mower?
numero quattro.
On the mower.
I'm
though.
assuming the mower's the first.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I feel like the
Yeah.
mower would be like the fourth one.
right.
Because he
Right.
probably got
Well,
busted.
it's his first mower.
Oh, first mower DUI.
Got
Right.
it.
Couldn't drive his car because of the three others.
Exactly right.
So he hopped on the
Well,
mower.
he had the car, he had the truck,
Right.
and then he
Yeah.
had the motorcycle.
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure.
Now
Sure.
he's got the mower, and then it's
Wait,
going to be
That's
the
smart.
vacuum.
That's
Hey,
a,
what was
that's
his-
a real smart move. You know,
Yeah.
What's the guy's name that got for the DUI?
Rhinelander
no,
Keith.
Keith Schroeder
Oh.
I said Rhinelander Keith.
lifted up his kilt and showed her.
Oh, forget. There it is. Would you looky there? He said, like that.
Well, he argued that the charge should be dismissed, contending that the riding mower was an all-terrain vehicle, not
Ah.
a motor vehicle. Third
see
District Court
this.
said,
Nah.
nope.
Well, first off, I can see if you're just enjoying a day in the field, tipsy on your mower, but when you take it to the streets, according to the Doobie Brothers,
Because I'm imagining you just drunk as hell, happy as can be in the middle of a field on a mower. I
do
can
not.
picture it. I can see
when
it.
operating heavy equipment, I do not partake in adult beverages.
I've operated a riding lawnmower. I'm
I
not calling
obey
that
4
heavy
out of 5
equipment
of the posted
ever.
rules.
I'm never calling that heavy equipment.
Yeah. I'm barefoot with a beer in my hand, just hoping for the best.
Steering with my feet, honest to God. Just
Okay, two
laid
things
back.
I don't ever imagine you doing: being in a lawn with a mower and having a beer in your hand.
The barefoot part is possible, though.
Possible.
Barefoot,
I can
right.
see that.
Sure.
Yep.
In any event,
There you have it.
there it is.
With a cowbell and a foot stomping, you know what I mean?
Well, you don't want this woman in Rhinelander. I'm going to tell you that right now. You don't want Grandma in Rhinelander.
Sure showed her.
Oh, shoulder.
That
Oh,
bitch.
so good. Shoulder. That was a good
I gotta
one.
get rid of that
Yeah,
accent.
I
It's
like
gotta
it.
go.
I like it.
It's not
Yeah,
good.
I'm with you.
It's not good.
Work it out.
Well, fuck.
Unique.
It went
New
away
York.
so fast
Unique
that I just
New
closed
York.
out that.
Aluminum
Unique.
linoleum.
Here we go.
Aluminum
Sorry.
linoleum.
Oh, we can't do that one.
So there was a grandma in Montana. She was real worried.
She my grandma?
Could have been.
All right.
She was super worried
What was she
DNA
worried
tester.
about?
speeding on the speeding that was going on the local street.
They have no speed limits in Montana.
Nope,
What the
I-
fuck is she worried about?
But she was still real worried about it because of her
You
grandchildren.
can't speed when there's no speed limits.
She was worried
That's a true story.
because of her
Concerned
grandchildren.
citizen.
Yep. So we're in Polson, Montana. Is that near Grandma?
I have no idea where
Okay.
Polson, Montana is.
Yeah, I don't
Also, I
either.
have no grandma that lives in Montana.
Well, there you have it. A
So
Montana
probably not my
grandma
grandma.
worried about her grandchildren
A Montana
playing
grandma.
near a road where cars often zoomed by. So she got creative in an effort to slow people down. And I think it's adorable. In mid-August, Grandma Baumgartner took out a comfortable chair and sat along Finley Point in Polson.
Cuts a picture of grandma in chair.
There
With
she
a
is.
blow dryer.
Yeah, with the cocktail in
in
hand. I do. That's my favorite part of her. She then held a hairdryer, pointing it at cars in the hope that speeding motorists would assume it was a radar gun.
It's fair.
I think it's fair.
Brazilian blowout
That's
is what
right,
she was
that's right.
doing.
Oh, she's between Missoula and Kalispell there.
Oh, of course. Of
Like
course.
I was always hoping to be.
Yep. Yep,
Right-
she had
right
the
there on-
hairdryer in
right
one
there on
hand and a
Flathead
red
Lake.
cup of her favorite beverage. Insert favorite
White Claw?
beverage.
Was it White Claw?
I don't know.
You left me in
In here.
suspense.
See, yes.
Right, we want to know what Granny's
Well,
drinking.
it's unclear if the efforts caused anyone to slow down. It certainly did catch people's attention. So,
Marge,
and
what are you doing out there?
Marge, you need another drink.
They all know her.
So they dubbed her an honorary Montana trooper for that because the
Oh, she's been deputized like
She
that.
has been.
A
Deputy
lot,
McKee,
A lot
Good.
of
Right?
free time
Same.
in Montana.
Not the same.
She had
A deputy's a deputy, Clayton.
Yeah.
she had the hat.
All
And she
judgy.
got
All of
a
a sudden, he's the Ramakai.
He is.
Well,
He's
now,
like,
in this
"Look,
pic,
I'm the
does she have the
deputy."
hat on in this picture? Because that
Not
hair
in
kind
that
of looks
one.
like it's a
That
helmet.
does look like a
He's
helmet.
the
It's a little,
Pennsylvania Amish.
little
of
steel
deputies.
magnolias going on there.
Uppity.
But... Nope, she had a campaign hat and a sticker badge. I bet his is more.
A
real than
sticker. I
that.
got your sticker
That's
badge.
right.
What'd you call me?
here.
You
Don't talk to me like that.
I got your horse right here,
That's
bitch.
right.
His name is Paul Revere.
Yeah, try to
last
work that into
people that were
conversation.
in
It's
this.
funny.
It's a horse with no name.
Fuck
Calm
the
down.
Amish.
If you can pull it off in conversation, it works out really well. I got your
I know,
horse right
right?
here, bitch.
I bet Grandma could have slowed me down with that one. I would have been like, "Oh God," you know.
Because I'd be like, wow, what the fuck
Wait,
in Montana? They got
a
witches.
lady
running-
with a
Actually, I
solo
just-
cup and a
no,
hair
I
dryer
would've
is gonna
just seen
slow
that-
you down.
I don't know what kind of voodoo they practice. She might be trying to turn me into a
It's
toad.
Montana. You
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know.
Also,
Do they really
I
not
would
have
have
speed
slowed
limits,
down.
though?
No, they don't. On the highways, it's like
There's no daytime speed limit.
It's like
Yeah.
Death Wish 2000.
Correct.
Skate at your own risk. Like, just
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, that is a
But
strong
the
endorsement
reason
for
I would
Montana.
stop is
I
because
feel
I
like
might
I
wanna
could piss
drink.
them off. Because I feel like my 45 miles in any speed zone would really
You're
annoy
absolutely
Montana.
right.
You'd be right there
Hey,
with all.
Doug
listen,
Wilkie stops at green lights now. She's too busy to listen. So I gotta tell you, this bitch,
Did you
Don't-
write
wait,
somewhere?
I want to
with
hear
the-
this
Oh my God,
story.
that's
Hand to God.
fantastic.
Hand to
That's
God.
Fantastic.
she
Doug
turned,
Wilkie, hater
turn-
of capitalists. Go.
Yeah.
turned a corner into Old Ladyville last week at a sensible speed.
Well, she was in the neighborhood.
Got to a light. Got to a
A
light
green light. It's,
that had a camera. And
12th Street and Camelback,
won't-
I'm going to guess.
Yep, won't burn that one
Yep.
twice.
Yep.
The countdown was progressing over on the hand job signal. Stop
Right.
giving hand jobs. Stop giving hand jobs. 4 seconds to stop giving hand jobs. And with the light still green because the countdown got to 1, he hit the brakes. And we stopped at a green light because he was so worried about getting another ticket. I'm like, you're going to get rear-ended.
Right.
He goes, oh, I look in my rearview mirror first. I'm like, so what were you watching
you
on
have
the
enough
road
time-
that you were watching the countdown, the rearview mirror,
everything at once.
and we stopped cold at a green light. We didn't proceed with caution. No. And I'm
stop.
Doug,
Stop with caution.
He's like, the lights. He's like, yeah, but the countdown's over.
That
Not
was-
how any of this works.
No shit.
And that was at 12th and Camelback,
Yep.
wasn't it? Because that's where he talked about getting a ticket, and he was furious. I remember that.
This will be told as often as you making the driver drive through the flooded roadway. These stories will never, ever die. I was like, people can
Oh,
make
I
fun of
can
my
see
driving,
him
but I
doing
still
that.
go through green lights.
I approve of this detour. This was a good
Oh,
choice.
That is
I
funny.
I'd like to share with you.
Yes.
So
That's funny.
Montana Marge.
Yeah.
The she's not the only one.
Oh,
No, this is
Well, somebody's got to have the comb.
Rocky and Bullwinkle?
You can't
What's
just have a
happening?
blow dryer.
Not what Melissa Etheridge
there's
said.
a story that popped up overseas,
Oh, I see.
over in England.
Always copying us. those
Another granny,
fuckers.
another granny with her dryer. So-
Strangely, on the other side of the road.
Oh, look at her.
Here's
Oh,
one.
weird.
Now,
She has a daycare?
this is when they set up for the actual photo shoot for it. Now, you know how usually the camera crew from a news when they get on scene,
Right.
they always get the idiot and the wife beater who has no teeth, who doesn't know.
Yeah,
Well, there was a camera crew that caught her on another day where she wasn't all fancy in her house coat like this.
Yeah, her house coat.
Same grandma. Boom, there she is.
Oh! Whoa!
Quite the tan line. there.
Quite.
That's a hell of a difference, sir.
Quite the tan line.
So I'm guessing, and I'm just guessing in hectoliters, or measured in string, that her nipples are somewhere
Around South
near
Africa.
Florida. Yeah.
Between her knees. Yeah.
Betwixt her knees.
Well, they
her
actually-
her nipples bounced betwixt her
She got 'em
knees.
tucked in her
That's the
socks.
first line of that poem.
They use them as the indicator of you have to be this tall to ride this
You'd
ride.
expect them to be here.
But
They're-
no. They are
they're
off camera.
here.
They are
They're
further
over here.
South Dakota, as
Yeah.
it were.
People say gravity doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Ask grandma.
Well, there you
Ask,
have it.
ask,
Oh
ask
my
this
God.
lady.
Woo!
And she has
There
no
it is again.
she has no cord on her dryer. So
You know, I'm not.
It's
Jenny,
wrapped
it's
up
less.
so that it
it's-
doesn't hit the floor. Look,
It is.
just
It's less
gonna
about
wrap
the
up
tube
there.
top. It's less about it her having a tube top on. and
you
it's
know,
Those
more
are
about-
her shorts. That's not a top.
Right, she's
Those are
topless. She just
literally
wear-
her shorts.
Marge, where's your waist? Up here.
Yeah, she just pulls her shorts up
Just above
1/4
the tip.
inch higher than she did as a child, and the boobs are fully covered. Fully covered.
Let me go get my shirt before we do the photo shoot.
Where are your nipples, Marge? Twixt the
Look.
knees.
in my
The tits are
socks.
just below.
On the
It's fine.
nightstand. Where do you leave them?
Something.
Next to my
Oh,
teeth.
she can throw them over there too.
Flip it over your shoulder.
Do your boobs hang low? Do they wobble? Do they cry?
Swing
Time in a-
low.
time in the boat.
Sweet
All right,
chariot.
it's my turn.
Go.
Okay, please go.
NBC White House correspondent Peter Alexander spends much of his day covering the big cheese Donald Trump. So maybe it's fitting that on Tuesday, his big scoop
Oh, it's
involved
the
a
mouse
mouse.
story. Yay.
Alexander was working in the building's NBC News booth when he faced an unexpected interview subject, the aforementioned rodent.
Stuart
he
Little,
was
what are you
covering
doing
Trump.
here?
He did provide video evidence of a mouse landing in his
Lap.
lap while he was on the air.
Guess who would be having their funeral planned for her?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was no way I would come out of that story even remotely normal.
No, I'd have made headline news right then. Breaking news.
But just a good time.
Yeah.
And the fact that, Trump got in trouble for calling the White House a dump, but in his defense, it isn't vermin infested.
It does have some challenges.
You know, there's rats in the cellar.
Yeah.
Damn, there's a rat in the Oval
He's
Office.
gonna make Mike Pence eat them, so he keeps them in the closet.
Is it a woman though? Is it a girl mouse?
Right. His
No.
mother won't let him.
No,
Yeah.
we won't let lady mice in there.
Mother
Settle
won't.
down.
Mother won't let me have mice.
No. Oh my God. They did show a little video of them chasing that fucking little mouse all over the place. Yeah. I thought it was interesting that it was a
I don't know any of the
white
words to Ben.
mouse.
It was a white mouse?
Two of us need look no more.
He was a rat. Ben was a rat.
Well, the whole house is infested with rats, obviously.
Yeah, so they could sing Ben. They should just walk around singing Ben.
Ben, a friend to come. Don't ask me
Wow.
why I know this.
That's very good.
I'm not going to ask you why you know that.
I shouldn't.
Michael Jackson's first solo project.
Yep.
It's about a rat. It's a song about a rat.
Yeah, it's about. I remember Casey Kasem. It said a story, a moving story about a boy and his rat.
Yeah.
And then they started playing it, and I was like,
And the countdown goes on.
yeah, right.
Keep your feet on the
The
ground.
ground and keep reaching
for the
Keep
stars.
petting the rat.
I was very
Wash
taken
your hands
aback
after
by
you're
So
that.
it sounds like a metaphor. Petting the rat.
However, we don't care how you get here.
We'll add it to the list.
Get here if you
Add
can.
it to the list.
Pet the rat, touch the rat, finger the rat, whatever you gotta do.
Hey, Annette, I have some peanuts. That's what I'm chomping on. Kid asked.
Well, you know,
We have fresh gummies.
the Star Spangled Banner is not an unusual feature of a high school pregame festivity, but Roseanne Barr's screeching 1990s rendition surprised all the spectators of the Delaware High School volleyball game. The News Journal of Wilmington reports the Seaford School District apologized Wednesday for the shock served at Seaford High's Tuesday game against Milford High.
Served. That's cute.
A letter from the superintendent, David Parrington, says pregame proceedings will be improved to spike future occurrences, and the lapse is being investigated. Officials didn't immediately explain how Barr's infamous version performed before the San Diego Padres game was set up. The letter says the district usually plays the national anthem before sports games as a way to honor the U.S. and its armed forces. It says the district will play the district pre-approved version in the future.
Oh, it's a prank. J'approve.
Yeah.
And finally, someone in Seattle broke into a control box of a road sign and changed the message to one that doesn't mention President Trump by name, but it certainly appears to invoke him. Instead of construction information, it displayed just 3 words: impeach the bastard.
Yep.
The sign was being used by the city's Department of Transportation, but belongs to a company called National Barricade. The Seattle Times reported company service manager June Hatfield said that the message was up for about 2 hours. Hatfield warned that altering signs can have consequences, including crashes. Quote, it takes away valuable information that drivers need. Not really. Local CBS station KIRO said the sign was changed by a vandal, not a city employee. The message was changed and a new padlock put into place to prevent it from happening again.
I wish he would invoke something.
Like,
I don't know. The Fifth Amendment and just
I-
not ever talk again.
no,
Oh,
I still think
Like that.
I think we're going to get into the I've got some
Use your
ailment.
words, both of you.
Some ailment. He's going to have some ailment, and then he's going to, I have for health reasons. My bone spurs
Oh, you
are
think
back.
he's gonna go away?
My bone spurs.
Something. I don't. I feel like there's going to
I
become an
can't-
ailment.
I can't carry on.
We couldn't get
My
so
bones
lucky.
Are you not doing the story?
I would like to.
Do that because I've got.
It's a cute
yeah,
story.
do it. Go ahead and do that.
So there was a kid that had been bullied. I don't know if you guys had heard about this. It was a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't be here, and I just love it. So in Knoxville, Tennessee, the University of Tennessee decided to award the young fan that made a homemade University of Tennessee T-shirt. Did you guys see this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did see
The-
this. Yeah.
Saw a little bit of it.
Clayton has a
Wait,
picture.
There's the pictures.
So what had happened, the boy there was a college day at school, and he couldn't afford a T-shirt. And
They're
so
$50 for branded merch.
I know, it's crazy.
Jesus God.
So he couldn't afford one, but he loves the University of Tennessee.
Like you
And
do.
like you do. And so he drew on the left, he just took a T-shirt, an orange T-shirt that he had, and he drew that on so that he could be a part of the whole thing.
Right.
Well, one is clearly orange and one is clearly pumpkin. I mean, I see his.
Well, there is a difference. That is true.
Wow.
One is traffic,
Yeah.
But anyway, so the T-shirt, the huge volunteer fan, Tennessee volunteer, and was bullied for this homemade design, started selling wildly because the University of Tennessee put it on T-shirts.
And sold it for $50 that he
Right.
still can't afford. That he still can't
Right.
afford.
So the University of Tennessee has awarded the young fan whose homemade University of Tennessee T-shirt went viral and became a top-selling design, an offer of admission and a 4-year scholarship.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, they
Isn't that
redeemed them.
wonderful?
They redeemed themselves.
I know. I'm going to do a little bell
They're
ring on
gonna
that.
make triple
Triple
that.
that.
Well,
Right.
right.
in T-shirts.
So the 4th grader from Florida, one of the
Oh,
only good
4th
things
grade,
I've
yeah.
heard coming out of Florida.
They'll have closed down by then.
Well, and also, I thought of
We'll
I
have stopped
thought of-
educating people by
I
then.
thought of Michael from The Office. Have you seen that one where
Scott's Tots.
where he says he'll give everyone the crack me up. The 4th grader from Florida wanted to represent the volunteers, as I had explained during the elementary school college color days, and the kids were just shitty, as kids can be,
Yeah.
but just shitty. So when the university learned of the story, they decided to make it an official design. So that's now.
So do they give the kid copyright on this? Because
I'm not sure.
I
They
think
said
for the
so-
rest of his life he should get like a shekel.
probably should.
Shekel out of every shirt they sew.
So far, more than 50,000 shirts
Shekels
featuring the
now?
boys'
Shut up.
designs have been pre-sold, and UT said all of the proceeds for the sale of the shirts will go directly to Stomp Out Bullying, the charity
good.
Stomp Out Bullying. So, I'm with you, Kat, that they're going to sell a bunch of shirts, but I was really impressed with the University of Tennessee for that. I just thought that was cool. So, that was a little feel-good Little feel-good story.
I get that they gave him a scholarship. I get all that, but I'm still looking at the copyright standpoint of this thing. Did
And
they-
it says
did
the
they-
boy's design. I can't fathom
Right.
that they wouldn't have.
They had to,
Well, they would have had to, I think.
because they're again, like they're saying, they're going to sell that shirt
And
forever.
look at a gnat solving crime. University of Tennessee should give one to the woman that was naked because of the humidity.
good call.
Maybe they could make one in a breathable
Yep.
cotton.
Look at Annette, the philanthropist.
Yeah.
Here's a thinker.
Helping people.
We're sending him
Crime.
to Ramakai.
Yeah,
Helping.
we're going to help the people of Ramakai.
Yeah.
With
String and a UT
Citizen-
If
t-shirt.
each of you could hold a piece of string so we know how many of you there
And
are.
a UT t-shirt. We're sending him.
Citizens of Ramakai.
We have a t-shirt for you, fucking
We have your
savages.
official apparel.
Citizens of Ramakai.
we can't.
Because I'm sure the first white person on the island called them savages. I'm just doing a dramatic reenactment.
Sure.
But we
That's
cannot.
why we're sending an ant.
We can't deliver to them via a t-shirt gun though, because this shoots too far.
Oh, go
Yeah.
right over.
Right over the whole
the
thing.
range of the
Also,
t-shirt
We'd have to go
gun.
back out onto the cruise ship
Yeah.
and shoot them onto.
You stand in
That's
Florida.
right.
You
We
aim
have
the
to be
t-shirt
offshore.
gun.
We don't want to touch
I'm
your
very
island.
concerned
Because I
they'll
still
be
want to use that
scared.
t-shirt cannon.
Oh yeah. So we're going to be about 500 yards off the island on a boat.
I'm
And
One
so-
scared.
hectare away.
Yeah.
I'm scared that the gun will
3 Jimmy
frighten them.
Kimmels. I feel like he's a t-shirt gun enthusiast.
3 Jimmy Kimmels. What'd you
All
say?
right.
Could be.
I didn't know that he was a unit of measurement, but I'm
I
in.
didn't either.
I
Yeah.
didn't either.
It's 4
How many-
strings and 3 Jimmy Kimmels
How
wide.
many?
In the land
But
of
what's the
Ramakai.
conversion rate? How many Fallons are in a Kimmel?
Oh.
About 6.
6 Fallons to a
That
Kimmel.
sounds- that
Unequal
sounds
measurement.
dirty.
Yeah.
How many Kimmels till you get to a Colbert?
Oh, like 1,000,000.
Okay.
But the
Fair.
largest one is the Corden.
So it's a logarithmic scale.
It,
is what
it
you're
really
saying.
is.
Right,
And,
right, right.
Like we can't
Okay.
even measure
That
it.
was a fat joke.
I know.
Sir.
That was.
Come on.
That was. Mine or
Maher.
yours?
Bill Maher would have
No,
approved.
Yes.
James Corden is metric, fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn it!
I don't have,
Brits.
I don't have the counter space.
Fucking
Don't have
We
the
don't.
counter
We don't have the counter space to measure James Corden.
Can't do anything with snakes. I don't have the
I'm telling
counter
you,
space.
Bill Maher would find y'all real fucking funny.
maybe if there's a Corden, then there's a Mar.
The best part about the
Even
counter
though he's not
space joke.
fat, but he made the fat joke about
No.
Corden. So maybe we
good
just
call.
we'll call him Mar, like 10 Cordens is a Mar.
There you go.
Wait, so are Madhouse
can-
on this scale? Do we get to?
I
Can
like
we get
it.
from
Then you're
Kimmels
going
to
height.
Madhouse?
You know what I mean? Then you're
Oh.
measuring
Oh,
this
then
way.
you're different
Yeah, then you're going by
measurements.
volume.
Different.
It's
Yeah. I got
different.
All right.
And a smart hairdo.
How much water she can
Oh,
hold.
by the way, her book
And
was
a
released
slut.
today.
I
I'm
know.
gonna
she's-
pre-order that.
Yeah.
I know.
Lesbians measuring how much water their roof
You
can
know
hold.
what though? You should get it on Audible.
Gay
so
men
that
are
you
by
can
how much
listen
water their
to
Doesn't
her.
ha- it's not on Audible yet that I've
Settle
seen.
down.
I'm not wrong.
Not yet.
Settle
Maybe the
down.
10th?
It didn't show that it was
not wrong.
available yet. But I would.
She said midnight tonight, last night, so it should be available now.
The
Yeah,
book
I'm
is,
a
but the you talking about the Audible, the audio version.
Oh no,
of it?
I'm still reading. My eyes are still good.
Oh no,
I'm not as old as
I
you
want to
guys.
hear her.
I want the book, but I'd like if it was on Audible because she's such a storyteller.
I'm
I
still
know.
able to read.
I'm still reading.
And fuck off.
But I would put it in my
But I-
headphones and walk around the bar during
my
during
eyes
a
are still good. I mean,
during a Friday
heavily
night.
corrected, but still
There you
good.
go. There you go.
I do it. I'd put it in my headphones during a Friday night at the bar and just walk around,
Yep.
have a drink, and be completely up. Well,
No one
nobody
will
would see
see you
me.
anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
your cloak of invisibility is
Right
working.
there.
Invisible.
Absolutely.
Speaking of people who wear cloaks, Allie, ready?
Well, we have a notable member for me of the Death Den. We've got a movie to chat about, a book selection to talk about,
Ooh, I need a new book.
an upcoming movie to talk about, a song to talk. It's just things to talk about. So it's all kind of based around one theme, but we'll all get
Talking?
there together.
Is that
Talking.
the thing?
Me talking about things you don't care about. That's our next segment.
It's my favorite part of the
It's
show.
a weekly segment
Yeah.
on this show.
Yeah.
I-
What did you say?
I try to make life better, but
I see. Okay. Good. Good.
All right, kids, we're going to be back in 2 minutes without talking about other stuff.
Hey girl, you okay?
You're listening to Q Talk America.
gosh, here we are. We're back. It is the show. It's Q Talk America on a Tuesday night. It is October 1st on our calendar. You may be listening to this in the future, and
It
if
might
you
be
are,
tomorrow.
hello in the future. All right, kids. Kat,
Definitely tomorrow for an aunt.
it is. Kat Carlson's here. Marnie Ryer. That's Al Perkins rounding out our cast. Earlier in the show, we talked about what we've been doing, and then last hour we did some headlines and talked about a new country that we discovered called Ramakai.
No, we conjured up.
We conjured up Ramakai.
We invented it.
We invented
Oh.
it.
And Nan found it.
Got it. All
We
right.
have to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
All right, well, you
It's
figure it
never
out.
been proven that we can't do witchcraft.
Right. Nope.
There's that.
We're the conjurer.
So if you start finding out about how we're invading
Lions of feathers, stickers of
Ramakai,
wood,
you have
lions
us to
of
thank for
feathers.
it.
I don't want to tell the people at the Salem Witch Trials how to do your job, but they didn't get me.
Ladies and gentlemen, entertainment with Al Perkins starts right now.
Well, we'll start with a death den that
Aw.
was sad. Bob Esty, songwriter, producer, arranger extraordinaire, who just last week there was all over the Facebooks and different internet sites, there was a call, a fundraiser, a GoFundMe for his hospice care. Songwriter, producer, arranger, best known for his hit collaborations with Donna Summer, Cher, and Barbra Streisand during the disco era, has died from metastatic cancer. Co-produced and arranged Summer's disco sensation Last Dance. He also co-wrote it, but he got no credit for it, even though it won the Grammy and the Oscar. He was all backstage, and until the end, he still bitched about the fact that he should have gotten a co-writing credit for Last Dance, so he could have had all those awards. He did the entire arrangements for Donna Summer's Once Upon a Time album, Cher's Take Me Home, Take Me Home. One of my favorite songs. He also worked with Brooklyn Dreams, which was Donna Summer's husband's band, Patty Brooks, DC LaRue. He served as Streisand's vocal coach on No More Tears, Enough Is Enough. And he arranged and produced the title song, The Main Event, having co-written it with, all my favorite disco hits of 1979
Right.
all came from the brain of Bob Esty. And there's another producer who said that later in life, that like a few years later, he said he went home while they started writing She Works Hard for the Money, and if he would have stayed another hour, he'd be a millionaire because he would get songwriting credit. Even though he just wasn't there when they finished. And because Bob Esty was the inspiration behind making Last Dance is sung like a big band era song. It's meant to be sung, you're not supposed to like over sing it or shout it. It's supposed to be done big band era style, which was the note, and he's the one that gave it that big lush big band feel and all the instruments, and the fact that it's not ever done with like a kazoo and a string. So big credits, but just a lot of fun songs from the 70s that I liked, and he was one of those names. He worked with Casey and the Sunshine Band, Roberta Kelly.
It's my favorite of all the Sunshine
And
bands.
but even of the many Sunshine bands, Casey's is by far
Best
my
one,
favorite. Yeah. So that was kind of sad. I was kind of following. I wasn't going to give money to the GoFundMe because I feel like somebody else should do that. Well, I feel like songwriters and stuff like that, like they have
his own community.
Yeah, like SAG has the home for actors that didn't, you know what I mean, that are too old to go on. In breaking news, because of all the impeachment, we'll just say federal judge blocks Georgia's abortion law, which sparked film boycott threats, in case anybody didn't know. And the
Really?
courts,
Oh, that's fantastic.
the courts upheld big parts of the net neutrality.
Oh, that's good. I hadn't seen that. I saw the abortion.
No, it's
one.
bad. They went the Trump
Oh, they went
way.
the other way.
Oh.
My bad.
Yeah, so net neutrality is now almost officially a thing of the past.
Yay! I feel better.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
We're streaming faster already.
We will not be.
We will not
be.
This will not benefit us.
We will not be part of the
I
beneficiaries of
understand.
that.
I get.
Saturday Night Live. It turns out I had stopped watching Saturday Night Live longer ago than I thought I did on a regular
for you.
basis, because I just didn't find Trump funny anymore. Like I didn't like any. Like I didn't like Trump jokes. It turns out it'd been almost 2 years.
Oh
I'd
my
seen
God, for real?
episodes. I'd seen episodes where like people I liked were hosting, or where there was a clip that I wanted to watch. But when I went back and watched, it was Christmas of 17 was the last. Was like a taped episode that I didn't catch. But this week, they came back, and even though Alec Baldwin said he was done, no more Donald Trump on the SNL, he thought it had been done to death, the impeachment inquiry starts up the week that SNL comes back. And it was like, here you go.
I mean,
please have this.
When the impeachment eagle is in the air, you can't resist.
You can't resist. And they really did hand it to them while they were rehearsing with Woody Harrelson. And
Right.
it was a fun episode. But and as on the Facebooks, Laura Maestro Pietro.
No, yeah.
I know because it means teacher of rocks, so I actually know her name.
That's weird.
Or master of rocks, depending on how you want to
I
play
know.
that.
I'm like, wait a minute. How do you know her name and not mine?
Because
Alliteration.
put it in
fair.
Spanish. None of that was alliteration.
What? I don't know.
But it sounded good.
I
So
like
this
it.
artist
Because you are
whose
not
name
the
I think
master
we're
of
pronouncing
rocks.
Billie Eilish.
It's Billie Eilish, yes.
Billie Eilish. Her opening number, cute, fun song. They did the tight camera, so it looked like, you know, the set she was dancing in was turning, so it looked like she was dancing on the ceiling and stuff like that. But then they kept pulling back and ruining the illusion, which kind of pissed me off.
Okay.
But cute number, fun little dance song. I thought, oh, that's cute and charming, and clearly a lot of choreography to get that to work because you literally have to like dance while the thing moves. But then her second number was a little ballade with her
Ballad.
with her songwriting partner. I suggest you go and find Apple Music, whatever Billie Eilish did on SNL, because the ballad was lovely.
Really?
Lovely,
Okay.
lovely, 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 lovely.
Okay.
I was amazed at like what she brought to it, like what she brought to the song. It's a really pretty song.
She did Bad Guy. Bad Guy's the first one she did.
Bad Guy's the fun one?
The fun one. Yeah, that's a fun
Yeah.
song. I like that song a lot.
Um,
And then the second one is I Love You.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was such a pretty song. So well delivered. Lovely voice. Just her and her bandmate would look like a boyfriend because of how well they were like just conveying the song. I bought into it. I thought they'd been
Could
in
have
love for
been
years.
yesterday. She's 17.
yeah, right.
Yeah. But oh my God, it was lovely. So that was a lovely
Yeah.
song. So if you get a chance, find that. The episode was pretty good. Some good moments. You know, they made a big deal about their new Asian cast member, and then he played Andrew Yang in the opening and then was never seen again till the end. But I have to say that going back, and yeah, we did talk about NXIVM a couple, I feel
That's
like
just
years ago.
insane. Yeah, we have
Yeah,
talked about
that
it before.
podcast, because I know I've listened to the whole thing.
And it's making a kind of, if you will, like a comeback.
Oh, it's being found and
because,
rediscovered.
Yeah, Catherine Oxenberg,
Mm-hmm.
mom, who like unleashed this whole thing because of her daughter, looking for her daughter, has been making the rounds again.
Yeah.
And on talk shows and whatnot. I think there's something that's on TV about it.
Oh yeah, that's
coming
a
up.
fascinating podcast.
Really is. Yeah, it really is.
The other cute thing, and I'll just bring this up because it's fall. You know what I mean? It's under 90. So the episode that I watched was the Christmas episode. That was the last one that I had like taped, and I was watching it regularly and just didn't get to. And at the end of the SNL, they saved time, and I absolutely loved it when they do the Christmas episode and they say goodbye, and like half the cast is in the studio saying goodbye, and the other cast is on ice skates in Rockefeller Center.
Cute.
And it's
Oh.
midnight, and I think it's weather permitting, because they don't seem to do it every year, but they do it a lot. And it really was, while they played that long theme, it was all of them, like the ones that could skate, skating around Rockefeller Center, and the ones that couldn't skate were standing on a giant blanket in the middle on shoes. So they must have like pulled them out there.
Well, you can walk on ice, just carefully.
Right, but they put the
Right.
they put the blanket there so they're safe, so
So
they
that
don't
they're
slide.
standing, right.
So they're standing and there's no liability. But just to see like who, and it was just so cute.
Okay.
Because I was talking to this charming gentleman in Temecula that was from Canada last week, and he was talking
You and
about
the
ice
Canadians.
skating. Yeah, I was chatting with the Canadians.
There
So
you
I
go.
I pulled out the I can ice skate bullshit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I played that. I laid that card right down.
And he said, so can my grandmother. I'm Canadian.
Right.
Right.
Fuck you. And I said I went to grade school with her. Nice to meet you.
Welcome home, Sonny.
So then we'll get to movie recommendation number 1. I mean, there's only Marnie left to sell this to, but Judy.
Judy.
Yeah.
Judy.
I want to
Judy.
see it. I want to see it. I
What?
just haven't yet.
It's great.
What a performance! I really have to see who else is going to be nominated this year for Oscars. I don't see her not walking away with that.
Uncanny,
I'm
like so well
I called it a
done
conjuring.
as, a,
Okay.
as
Like
an
it-
impression. Yeah.
I'm excited that she's being talked about again.
Yeah.
And in a
Zellweger?
good way.
Yeah.
I think it has run past her doing the movie because now when I see her do interviews, I feel that the nervous tics are still there from Judy.
Yeah, she can't shake them.
She can't. She still does the.
Really?
the
And I
things.
haven't seen any press because somebody said that the press kind of watching her do press for the movie,
I haven't seen
took
her
them
on
out
either.
of it, and I hadn't seen any of it. It got to there was a good 85% of that movie where I just thought I was watching a Judy Garland
Totally forgot that
documentary.
you were watching Judy Garland.
I totally
yes.
agree.
Wow.
And she does her own singing, and she, like, the breathing, the way she answers questions. And I watched an interview last night at work of her on Dick Cavett for the first time, and just how funny she could be, because she was so nervous, but she could play that humor card.
Okay.
And that she could, like,
Judy
spar
Garland.
with,
Yeah,
Judy
right.
Garland could spar with Dick Cavett to get him from asking personal questions. That she could keep him on his toes and laughing. And my other, if you're not familiar with the What Becomes a Legend Most ad campaign with the furs,
Okay.
and then Joan Rivers parodied it with What Becomes a Semi-Legend Most. It was an ad for furs.
Okay.
She got that fur for What Becomes a Legend Most, and she wore that motherfucking fur for the rest of her life because she was so broke, and she did an ad for a fur coat, and every time she walks somewhere in that fur coat, and it's in the book. So I brought the book for anyone to read. I've been
Oh.
hiding it under here.
Nice. Yes,
This
you have.
is the definitive biography, and probably one of the best biographies I've ever read. And the TV movie of this was on ABC, not HBO, because I looked it up. This is the one with Judy Davis and Tammy Blanchard. That is just astonishing. This is one of the best reads you will ever have. Some of it is from her audio. She was recording her autobiography because she was too fucked up to write anything down, so they just
Right.
gave her a tape recorder. So this movie is based on a lot of the tapes.
Okay.
The writer listened to the tapes. There was a play called Edge of the Rainbow, End of the Rainbow, Over the Rainbow. There was a play a few years ago, and that's what this was based on, but they got rid of all the fantasy parts of it. And he went with just her recordings of her life at that time. But this, amazing. I thought, and what's her butt? Lorna Luft contributes to this.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So there's a lot of real stories. Because the only thing they really fucked up about that is that the kids are... Liza's is actually younger. No, they're all older. Liza's playing too young. They're all playing like 1963 TV show.
Okay.
This is 5 years later. Lorna Luft is really like
They ought to
16.
be a little bigger,
They're
right.
like 16. Liza has already won a Tony Award. She doesn't have a new show coming up. There's nothing she's going to be nervous about. She's already a Tony Award winning actress. Already been nominated for an Oscar by the time, like, she's already got an Oscar nomination under her belt before the plot of this movie. So they just made the kids a little bit younger.
Well, and there were other
They're
things in
more
the movie that,
sympathetic and-
like that party that she went to in the movie, never happened. That's not where she met Mickey. Mickey, who actually was a drug dealer and met her, delivered drugs to Judy Garland. That's
Right.
how Mickey met Liza. That party never happened. The two gay guys that she had breakfast with in London never happened.
Oh,
we
that
don't-
was the sweetest.
But we
sweetest
don't-
That was
part,
cute.
though.
But
That
we
was so
also
sweet.
don't know that never happened.
Right.
Like, no one was with her 24 hours a day to say that
It
she
certainly could
didn't.
have happened.
True, but I went
Yeah.
through one of the Hollywood whatever
I wondered that
websites,
too.
and I went through all of the things that
Yeah.
where she sings Over the Rainbow and stops at her last performance at Talk of the Town. The audience never. They did throw bread at her. They did actually throw
They
bread
did
at
do
her.
that, but in many concerts across her last years of touring, they did sing Over the Rainbow to her.
Oh, I'm not
There
doubting
were-
some, but
There were many times that she would get too emotional because that song was devastating by the end. That the audio that's in this book. The audience singing back to her when she would get too emotional to Over the Rainbow is in there, and Mickey's line about "Oh, you just sing" is in here, but it's not
Right.
delivered by. It might even be by him, but that is a famous anecdote of hers when someone asked, "Oh, you just sing," and she's like, "Just sing." Like, but just so this is it. So I don't know who wants to borrow it and read it, but this is delicious reading, and it's not that long. But the one thing that they get right in the movie that is so just astonishing is the "Come Rain or Come Shine," and handling Judy at the end of her career is all well and good, like getting the song, but "Come Rain or Come Shine," whoever did, and I've been trying to find it for 2 days. That's all I've been doing while you are all talking. Is I've been trying to Google who did that arrangement of "Come Rain or Come Shine" because it's a game changer, and it's bananas. And a mutual friend of ours took me to a cabaret performance of someone he knew. She was a Broadway singer. She had a cabaret, and just the venue had a couple extra instruments. So she did that at the samba. It's like a rumba or a samba version of "Come Rain or Come Shine," and it's bananas. It changes the whole meaning of the song. It turns it into a stalker song. It's upsetting. It's in your face. It's way too much. And the fact that Renee Zellweger,
And it's wonderful.
Yeah, the fact that because you'll never hear you can't hear anyone sing the normal version of "Come Rain or Come Shine" again because you're like, well, no, it's like making every breath you take into a lullaby. It's a stalker song. The song is deeply disturbing. So the fact that she handled that so well was just the incredible part of that, and the fact that like it was almost turned into music therapy for Judy. Like you could see the parts where like I can't get anything else right, but you know what I can do? I can sing.
I
that
can
fucking
sing,
song.
right.
Yeah, I got this song.
This I can do.
And one of the things I was reading yesterday was talking about how in the episode of the TV show where the orchestra is nowhere near her, like wherever Mel Torme and the orchestra are for the TV show, they're not anywhere she can see to get any kind of music cues.
Right.
And it is one of the greatest like show tunes nights things ever is her doing "Come Rain or Come Shine" on her talk show or her variety show where she starts off behind. She misses the cue because there's nothing to look at.
Right.
And then she gets it, and you see her working, like she's like working the rhythm and trying to get the words in, and she does it. And then when she catches up to the beat finally, and she throws her hair back sweating, and she's like, "Fuck you, Mel Torme! You can talk shit about me all you want to." And this book is amazing because Mel Torme's interviewed over and over again about she's a bitch, and that woman is trouble. But at the same time, that "Come Rain or Come Shine" live on TV where she starts off beats behind and makes you believe that that's how that song should be written. Like we're playing like we're playing this crazy fucking beat with no melody, and she gets it. And that Renee Zellweger recorded that, sang it, and got it spot on. I was like, I just amazing.
I liked one in an interview that I saw of her with regards to her singing. She's like, I'm not doing it because I'm not singing that. Like you were trying to compare me to the greatest singer ever, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, think about it though, and it makes complete sense. We're talking to Judy at the end. Judy at the end is not 1952
The greatest
Judy.
singer ever at the very
at the end. It's like so
moment.
she's not hitting the notes that she used to sing about.
But but now you do it as an actress because that's what she has left is all that she's learned as an actress. She sells those songs.
She totally did, and I thought it was perfectly done.
No, I meant Judy Garland. I meant
Right.
Judy Garland. At
Judy
the end.
wasn't hitting those notes.
Judy wasn't hitting those
Right,
notes.
no.
But when because I spent all day yesterday because I found out I have the whole Judy Garland at Carnegie on my phone. So I've been listening to that and just astonishing.
Yeah.
You're drawn in. Like you can't. You're just like, what the fuck is she gonna do next? Because everything is like wrought with meaning. She's not just singing to hear herself hit notes. She's like giving you a lifetime of pain in every goddamn note.
Love it.
And it really
It's
does.
a
And
great
the
concept.
end of the movie when she does "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," it's why. And people are always like, "I can't believe you don't like that." When Patti LaBelle and whatever that faggot's name is, that scream over the rainbow.
What?
That is just what's that guy's name? Sam.
Sam Harris.
When they
on
scream
Star Search?
over the rainbow, it just pisses. Like listen to the like understand what I get it that you can hit lots of notes, but there's no point to that song if you don't do it with all of like the sadness, and
in it,
like
The person who I thought did it the best,
Judy Garland.
aside from Judy Garland,
Heard of
aside
her.
from Judy Garland,
Seems familiar.
was Pink at the
yeah, that was a really
absolutely,
good one.
absolutely.
I forgot about that one. I think I have that
with a
somewhere.
nod and a wink to Judy, and then making it her own. But and it really is, especially with "Come Rain or Come Shine," and there's such a difference there of the intent of a song. Like, and Barbra Streisand does it on one album where she does "If I Loved You," and most people do it as how you would know and how happy you would be, and she just changes the intent a little bit to be "If I loved you, but I don't."
But right.
And it's just a subtle turn of phrase that you're like, ooh, this is so exciting. She doesn't love him. But God, is she going to tell him off while she's
gonna
if
tell him what
I
it would
loved
be
you,
like.
you'd be the first to know. And guess who doesn't know?
It's
You.
on YouTube. You realize that, right? The Judy thing?
Right. But if you can find, what you want to find is, yes. No, I wanted the story of who actually did the arrangement.
I'm sorry.
Because
The original one from the 60s?
Yeah,
That
that's
one they changed
samba. And it says Nelson Riddle, all I could find. But so I don't know if this mutual friend.
What the hell is that?
I am searching for a beach vacation.
I'm always searching for a beach vacation.
So this mutual, this friend that I saw do this cabaret act, somehow in her like vocal training, she had worked with either the drummer or the person that arranged it, or somehow she knew someone that introduced her to that version of Come Rain or Come Shine. And I had never heard Judy sing it that way. And so I was at this cabaret where she just had a couple extra instruments. Usually a cabaret is like a singer, it's like some 3-piece ensemble.
Piano, guitar, maybe some drums.
Maybe some
right.
drums.
Right.
But she had a little bit
Guy
bigger
with
of
a
an
box.
ensemble, and she went on this. And at the end, as she came over and talked to us, because she knew my friend, and she was like, "That was so hard." I'm like, "What the fuck did you just do? Like, what was that?
Right.
Like, what did you just do to Come Rain or Come Shine as your bows number?" And she was like, "You've never heard that?" And I'm like, "I am a bad gay at 32 years old that I have no idea what the fuck you just did, and turn that into a scary, scary stalker song that made all my parts tingle." Yeah. Is that the?
Nobody's loved you, come rain or come shine.
Yeah, you can tell.
She's a little bit
But
late.
she's looking. She's searching.
Yeah. I can't play. I'm sure she'll come back from the dead and ding us
But
for
the
it.
minute when she,
Damn
when
it, Judy,
you
let us
watch
have
her,
this.
you watch her coach herself. You can.
Yeah.
I have it at home. I have that. I cherish that DVD because I watch it all the time. Of like, I'm gonna fuck that Mel Torme in the ass because he is pissing me off and talking shit about me every time the show ends.
There is a story I also read and watched the video of. I didn't realize Summerstock was the movie she did. Is that what? Am I
With Gene
correct?
Kelly,
With
yeah.
Gene Kelly. So Gene Kelly did that as a favor to her. She had just come out of rehab.
That's where
For-
Get Happy comes from.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize the story
troubles,
behind
come on,
that
get
she had just come out of rehab and had put on a little weight, which she looked better. But of course, the studio's losing their mind because Judy Garland put on 2 pounds or whatever the hell it was.
Right.
But they talk about how on set, Gene Kelly and somebody else, they literally had to hold her up at times. She was so out of it in most
Yeah.
of the filming. And they had to rebuild set pieces to prop her against during
Wow.
scenes because she couldn't stand up
Oh,
to do her lines or to do whatever. But what they showed was an example of how autopilot, like, you hear the
Yep.
song and she goes into it. The dance sequence that they do, the barn dance where she dances with Gene Kelly, she nails every goddamn bit of it. It was just effortlessly.
What's the big number with the boys? With all the boys that she does?
It is Dig Brother Dig. Well, she's not in Dig Brother Dig. She does If You Feel Like Singing, Sing.
But it's all the boys in
And
her.
if
It's
you can't sing good, sing soft.
it's the famous song with all the dancing.
Oh, it's Get Happy.
Is that Get
With
Happy?
the pink background, and she's in the,
Or she's in the
suit
little-
with no
the
pants and the little
tuxedos?
fedora. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Get Happy.
No.
That's the one where like, okay, however had to edit that, she hits every fucking thing, and it's an incredible dance number.
Right.
Like you're still going because I make people. If you're watching somebody that you think can dance, count till the edit. If you're watching a movie
It's funny, I've
musical,
never played
Right.
this game with you.
yes, you have. Oh, I'm like,
I know.
oh, count to the edit. And for
Yeah.
somebody who was allegedly fucking up and couldn't get her spot right, you go like 25 seconds without an edit. Like, she
No,
got a
she-
lot of that right.
No.
For something that's filmed from 9 different angles, 18 different times, that every lyric isn't a different one.
Right.
So, anyways, Get Happy. The life of Judy
Chase all your
Garland.
cares away.
Chase all your cares away. All about it.
Shout hallelujah.
Come on,
Come on,
get
get
happy.
happy.
We're waiting for the Judgment Day. You know what I mean? I
Get-
was an actor. I was
get
an actor
ready.
in college. Yeah.
Do you just sing?
For your Judgment Day.
Just sing. Anyways, so coming up this weekend, opening I think around the world in a million different locations, what I think is going to be the most interesting movie of the year, and I have to say I'm intrigued by it, by what I'm reading. The press was kicked out this on Friday night. The press was kicked out of the American screening, The Joker. And I know what you're thinking. Have we gone too far with the comic book movies? And then Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix did some interviews, and they're like, here's the movie we made. Here's this disturbing, fucked up movie we just made. And we just talked about Judy, so this is why this counterpoints beautifully. We're willing to forgive this person for indiscretions, being drunk, not showing up on time, popping pills in front of her kids because we know she had a rough childhood. So what if we did that with someone that we normally think of as a villain in every single thing, and we give you a sympathetic backstory that makes you root for the villain? And then Todd Phillips said, and then what if we just call it the fucking Joker and make people think it's a comic book movie? So they wrote this movie not as a Batman movie, but as like Falling Down with Michael Douglas. And they took this premise of like, this movie has nothing to do with comic books. We're just going to show you the
The sad life of the Joker?
No, it's way darker than that.
Oh.
And it's gonna sound like I'm sympathizing with someone, and that's the problem with this movie,
Columbine?
and why I think we're gonna talk about it for a long time.
I do too.
Is what if we take the incel, the lone wolf, the shooter in the movie theater, and what if we give you his background story, and dare you
To not feel bad.
sympathize,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
dare you, and then we just call it the Joker. So you think you went to a comic book movie, and I'm like, okay, that's fucking radical, and
Yeah.
it really does. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? It won the Venice Film Festival, and the press keeps asking questions, and the people of Aurora, Colorado. And I apologize because I know they have a name and I cannot remember it off the top of my head, are just saying, we don't want to ban your movie. We don't want to in any way edit you, but we need you to donate profits to victims of violence because what you're doing is too provocative. And it's been so long since anybody's made a movie that was like going into 4,000 theaters and opening around the world that's truly got a button to push.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's not like Hillary Clinton's got a kill list. You know what I mean? Like, this is, and the fact that they tried to make it mainstream, I'm intrigued by it. And so I'm going to Vegas on Friday, and I think I'm going to find out if Vegas has movie theaters on Friday because it's killing me
That you haven't seen it.
based on the interviews that I want to see
And-
what they did.
And
And you're supposed to leave it. In case you're
Joaquin
wondering,
Phoenix is
you're
like-
supposed to leave upset. Like, you're not supposed to leave there like, feeling great, looking good, the
Sure,
hero
sure,
always
sure.
win. You're supposed to leave there thinking, what the fuck is wrong with society? It's about bullying. It's a lot to do with bullying. It's a lot to do about, like we were just talking about with Miss Saigon, the people with no agency. What if it wasn't an Asian girl and you're so used to women being in these roles of, like, no agency, no help, these
Right.
bleak times?
Hopelessness.
What if you saw the story of this guy, and then what if you accidentally sympathized with him? Like, what does that say about who makes these monsters? You know what I mean? I'm intrigued as I'll fucking get out. And I love that they kicked out the press because they're done justifying what they did.
okay.
They thought that their initial press release saying, we just made a fucked up movie and called it the Joker to get teenage boys in there. Like, will teenage boys see it and be like, oh, we should probably stop being shitty humans?
No.
No.
The answer
I
to that
don't
is
think
no.
so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it kind of shines a light back where no one wants to look. So I'm intrigued. I'm just intrigued by the
Okay.
fact that they're making something this controversial.
And if anybody can play that role,
It's Joaquin Phoenix. Like, he's so fucked up. Like, there is something deeply disturbing about him as a person just walking into the story.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The previews alone are like, dude, you are a mess.
Yeah.
Like, he
And
is so, he's like, not, the one that has 3 names, died of heroin overdose.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, I
That
forgot
can
about
just
him.
kind of like move into
But they're-
whatever role and take it on and just be like, whoa.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman and him did the movie that is absolutely not, according to all sources, and please don't sue us because it's absolutely not about Scientology. The movie's all about Scientology. Absolutely not. And they were, and they were so afraid.
Absolutely not.
And I feel like it's the same guy, but it's the guy that made Magnolia with Tom Cruise, and he
Okay.
screened it for Tom Cruise to see what Tom Cruise would think about that movie. And I can't think of the name of it off the hand. The Master. It's called The Master.
Okay.
With Amy Adams, another Oscar she should have won. And Tom Cruise was like, "No, I'm not offended by that at all." Like, he was like,
Okay.
"You didn't notice that was all about Scientology,"
Right,
but it's
right.
absolutely not
not.
about
No.
Scientology. This movie has nothing to do with
Nothing.
Scientology.
Zero.
Nothing to see here. Don't
How long
sue us.
ago was that done? Obviously, he was still alive, so a while back.
Probably 10 years. Harrison has still not forgiven me for dragging her to that movie.
Oh no. Okay.
But now I think she would watch it and be like, "Oh, I'm very curious about this because
See,
it's about
the Joker
Scientology."
when-
Like, no one knew what they like. You're like, "What the fuck are these people doing?" Scientology,
Sure.
top to bottom, they live on a boat. Because you know what Scientologists do? They live on a goddamn boat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a boat. That's where the wife allegedly is.
Did they just
Right,
take
and
that
they-
out? Is there just
I
one
didn't know
boat?
that.
Does everyone get their own?
No,
Are they like
I
Mormons
thought
but
there
with
was
boats?
one
Does
big-
everybody
there's
get their
one
You
own?
big
get a
boat.
boat, and you get a
There's
boat,
one
and you
big-
get a
No.
boat.
There's one big boat that they float around on.
It's a
It's
a
like
cruise ship.
Waterworld?
No,
Yeah.
it's a big boat.
Wally World.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
It's a big, yeah. It's a hell of a day at sea, God.
What are they called? They're called sea Sea Org.
Yeah,
Sea Org is the
something.
organization.
Sea monkeys.
No,
Oh,
Sea
God,
Org
that's
is
You can
it.
Google it.
because they're on a goddamn boat.
I'm not gonna.
Crazy.
Because then it'll just
Watch
pop
the
up in your
Masters.
browser
Watch
forever.
the Masters.
Right. Because then Facebook's
I
gonna
don't
be
know
feeding me
that.
Scientology
I
for
don't
a
know
fucking
that
month.
Joker is something that I could go and see.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that I could, like, I want to watch it, but I think that's something more for me.
I think the first
personally,
audience
just
is
in
going to
my
make
home.
them the money.
Yeah.
That first audience is thinking they're seeing Batman
Or the
4. This
first
time it's
weekend
personal.
kind of thing.
Right? And then the next weekend it's going to be people that will be like, what are they all bitching about? Why is everybody complaining? Why is
Sure.
Warner Brothers donating like millions of dollars to like shooter defense funds?
Right.
And then the people are going to see it and be like, oh, that was fucked up. Like, we should probably treat each other a little bit better.
Okay.
Like, we might want to notice the guy over there
Yeah.
that everyone thinks is really nice except for he's an incel.
Sure.
We'll have a whole conversation about incels. We should do a whole show on incels one day. Because you know what they are? Shooters.
Yeah.
You know what they turn into? Shooters.
Huh. How
You know where
interesting.
incel leads to? So let me just go through the entertainment. So good talk on the entertainment.
No,
good
wow.
involvement.
I feel
It's like
that
an
I
all
need
skate. Everybody was
some-
involved.
Yeah, I felt like none
I
of you
feel
would
like
play
I need
along with any
something
of that.
now.
Weird.
May I have some gummy bears, please?
Yes, you may have some gummy bears.
Thank
So we talked about that. Oh, and then for Anant, there is a
Good
movie
God.
called, and please forgive me, I cannot lift the gummy bears.
I know. My God.
The Warrior Queen of Johnsy is, I think, how you pronounce it. Interesting movie about the women that fought back
I
against
saw
British
the preview
oppression.
for that.
Yeah,
at
at Judy.
Right.
And
Because I went to a movie this week.
so I'm not sure, Anant, if this movie has already playing or has played in India. If we're getting like the American release of something, because occasionally we'll get a foreign movie after
Right.
it's already played in the native country. But it's in English. And it looks like an incredible story. A woman with agency. So we're
It
finally
looked
off
like
that
something
theme.
that I should see.
I thought so too. And I have to tell you, during the preview, I wrote down the name of the movie because I thought I do not want to miss that. Because that is a historical story that I know nothing about, and how fascinating. Ooh, this might be for your rant wheel, but let's just do the first
Rant,
thing in the
now
rant
it's
wheel.
got a new title, The Rant
Well, because
Wheel.
we stole it from
We
another
stole it
podcast
from the
in
why
the
do we
first
call it?
place.
Oh.
The Wheel of the Week or some
Oh,
bullshit. Who
okay,
cares?
good, the rant wheel. So, anyways, last
I've
week.
got like 4 things for that. I got nothing.
Bitch in a circle.
So I'll start the rant wheel.
Bitch in a circle, go.
Bitch in a circle. So last week there were calls to cancel the New York Times subscriptions over the report that almost identified the whistleblower.
Oh.
So, two things,
Two
and then
things.
everybody gets to make your points.
Okay, go.
The first thing was because the whistleblower was being discredited by so many people in the White House about secondhand information. They didn't have it. They were a traitor. So the New York Times was trying to
say, no, you guys, he's legit.
He's a credible witness, but they almost went too far and almost identified him without his knowledge. So, right or wrong, how do we feel of journalistic integrity?
It's like political potpourri mixed with thoughtful vulgarity.
Yeah, I thought it was very
It's
interesting.
like a crossover
I
segment.
like that. Okay.
hybrid, if you will.
Okay.
So I think, don't cancel your subscription. If you subscribe,
Yeah.
just up it and buy a friend a subscription
Yep.
too, because
Send it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like good investigative journalism is all that will save our country.
I completely agree.
Believe it or not, because there are roadmaps to like authoritarian and totalitarian rule, and one stop on that roadmap is you kill journalism.
That's right.
That's
Yep.
That's a pretty big checklist.
Yeah. That's
For
why
check
Dick
mark
Bag
there.
in Chief is like sitting there like, oh, fake news and just
Right.
Right.
all the time. Yeah.
So, do you answer the call of fake journalism and address it and say this is real, or do you protect your sources more diligently? Like,
I think
I think you protect your sources.
and
more
the Pod Save
diligently,
people
for
have been
sure.
talking a lot about this too. I think that there's,
I thought of it on my own though.
I know, but I'm saying my opinions are formed by Pod Save America people, not necessarily.
And mine will be formed by
on
you.
my own. So I think there's a happy medium. I think it's very dangerous, and you're gonna lose all your sources if you start outing all your resources.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
But he's not
and-
their source. That's the other thing.
Correct. However, they also know that Washington, D.C. is the tiniest of small towns. We think our gay community is small.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Go to Washington. Everybody knows everybody. So, like, the Pod Save fuckers, they are fairly certain that they could, if they, like, put some elbow grease into it, like figure out who the fuck it is anyway. You know what I mean? Like everybody's
So it's a
kind of
white guy, 30 to 45, that enjoys Plaid and Donna Summer songs.
Right. Whereas Penny Loafers on Sundays, I know who it is.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm all on board.
Right. So
I think it's a dangerous game to play.
It is. And I think there was probably a better way to defend their analysis without maybe giving quite so much information.
Like defend the whistleblower without giving him away.
Right.
Like there's
Absolutely.
somewhere in the
It's
middle, and
dangerous.
you're. Go ahead.
Well, one thing that I observed, and it had nothing to do with them, but after the behind closed doors, they let them all read before it was released. But when they let them read the whistleblower account on Maddow, I forget which senator it was that was on and talked about it. And one of the things I picked up, because up until then, all they had been saying is he or she, he or she, he or she. And
They've all decided on he now.
The senator said he, and I'm like, wait a minute, you just defended, like you just read it and you just said his description or the he, and I'm like, did anybody else catch that she just said he?
Yeah.
So now I'm guessing we're landing on that.
Yep.
But
that shoe fell on like every chat show in the same hour.
Okay.
That they all
landed on
dropped
that.
the pronoun,
And
and I was like,
yeah, I agree.
And it was so funny because I was listening to a couple things at the same time, and I'm like, oh, we know it. Not, and we're in the Trump White House, so there's probably not a lot of women.
Right, not a lot of women. So, to just shit all over the rant wheel.
Yep.
Ahead of all of that, though, wasn't it interesting how everybody knew how to use the singular
Yeah,
pronoun
you're right.
for
You're
they?
right. Sure.
Yes.
Isn't it funny?
Yes.
that's
Yes.
interesting.
How
You're right.
all of a sudden everybody knew how to use they in
good
reference
point.
to one person.
I've always known that. How?
Well, but
I get what you're saying. But
there's an issue that people don't know how to use the pronoun they
For the
trans
non-binary.
and
That's
non-binary
right.
people
Yep.
who prefer that as a pronoun.
But boy, did
oh,
they.
I don't know how to do that. I just he or she. I don't understand they. I don't know how it works. But but boy, if we're talking about an unknown informant, we sure do know how to say
Yeah.
they when talking about one person.
Yeah, that was a subtle point that I caught.
I got that off of Twitter. I'm really stealing all my material here.
I like it.
plagiaristic
Oh,
bitch.
I feel like my caffeine this week has been good because I was like up with Twitter. No, and I noticed that a couple different times, and then all of a sudden somebody went to he, and it's like they were like, MSNBC just ran with he. I think we're all gonna go with he. We're all good
seems
with
like
it's a
that.
man.
There's interns
But
running
then
across
you're
the
like
streets
in
of Fox
Trump-
News. They said
and
he.
there's
They
someone
said
in
he.
the Trump White House, and we know the names of all three women he hired, and one of them's Omarosa, and she's gone.
Right.
And
The other
Patty
one-
Page or
the other
whatever
one's
that one.
Melania.
Hope Hicks or
Whatever.
hired an informant. I gotta pee.
Well,
But
go.
interesting.
Do that.
Interesting.
Yeah, how long did
So my last point,
how
'cause I
long did Deep Throat stay in the closet?
Like 50 years.
Right.
But
I don't
everybody
think
in,
that's gonna.
No,
there
and
was
I
no
don't
internet
either.
age though.
No.
Oh
You're
no,
right.
no, but this
My-
isn't a source to a
The
reporter.
New York Times, correct.
This is a whistleblower. And this
Okay.
is someone with a very specific job in the White House that they do. They're related to
Hey, that's where
Ukraine,
I'm
but they're
stupid. I
related to.
apologize.
But so it really is. Even if you don't know,
And the Times
who they
figured
are,
out who it was
yeah,
and were the first ones to do it. So they kind of
because you're somehow at the State Department.
kinda
you're
blew their
somehow
wad.
your focus is Ukraine.
So we're kinda
somehow
mixing
you would
it.
have access to these six
Right.
people, and it kind of was like, okay, so it's a guy between
Deductive
35 and
reasoning.
40,
Sure,
yeah,
sure,
that you
sure.
could narrow that down, and you could get to. And there really
Oh,
aren't
that's
that many
the deal.
women working at the White
Yeah,
House.
right.
'Cause
30
it's a sexist fucking
32
pig.
minutes ago, MSNBC posted on Facebook Kamala Harris talking about this, about Senator Grassley's break from Trump over the whistleblower. He's quoted as saying, Grassley, he, unlike so many others, has been willing on this matter to put country before party, and he has been willing to have the courage
Yeah.
to stand up for what is right.
Yeah, and I think
But like you said, that's not really a revelation. You know what I mean? There's
It's-
four
No,
women
I-
that work in the White House and
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean?
But the other thing
But at
is,
least
in
that
risk,
way it
in
kinda
putting
cuts down.
someone's literal neck on the line, is they're calling for the execution of these people as
Which is
people
crazy
of treason
town.
or treacherous people.
You know, I
whatever
thought-
the word is. Are you ever going to get to the people that doubted it? Like the
Treasonous.
37 treasonous. If you're ever going to get to the 37% of people that just honestly believe every bit of rainbow that comes out of that motherfucker's mouth.
Well,
those same people
the
don't believe we
Supreme-
went to the moon. So
And also
so
believe
is there
Nixon
any-
was
that the
innocent.
Earth is
But
round.
is there any point to verifying your claims? Did you partially releasing the identity Because the people that were going to believe it were going to believe it, and the people that aren't going to believe it aren't going to believe it. So is there any... that was my problem, is because now these people, this 37%, or whatever they're down to, I think as of today it's like 36% that believe what he says no matter what.
Right.
You're never going to sway them. You're never going to... Even if 99 senators all vote for impeachment, that 37% is still going to be like, it was a great conspiracy.
Even if he came out and said, I did all this and whatever.
Yeah, those 37% will be like, nope.
He's fine.
I don't think those are the people that we have to convince.
But I think that's who the New York Times was trying to convince. That's
I don't think those people are reading the New York Times.
Right, that's that's my point. That's why I think it was kind of a wasted effort, because who that was trying to convince... I feel like I'm yelling at you.
See, and I
don't have my headphones.
I know you can yell all you want.
You can put it back on.
I know I gotta pee fucking bad. No, but I just want to finish this segment.
Right.
That's that's the thing, is like what you was a greater good you were going for, but who you were aiming at to lift to the greater good, we're never getting on the elevator.
I think you're giving the New York Times too much credit. I think they figured out who the fuck it was and ran
They
to
wanted
publish.
to
And they were,
scoop.
oh my god, we figured it out. Oh wait, oh we shouldn't have done
and
that.
they got to tamp it down the last minute.
Right.
Well, if
I think
I got nervous a couple weeks ago when the guy who was the informant that had been embedded in the Russian with Putin.
Oh, when they outed
when they started outing him, they kept talking about him. Like, shut up, all of you, even including MSNBC. I'm like, stop telling people where he lives and what he did. Let's just calm down.
So let's bring this back to
that guy dead yet?
entertainment.
Oh.
So let's go to the
Judy
newsroom.
Garland performed in Russia once.
Let's go to we'll go to the newsroom.
Judy live from
HBO
Moscow.
show, because HBO does everything right. The newsroom season 1. The episode's called 5/1.
Yeah.
And it's all about when you
loved that
report the news. When is it okay to report the
sure.
news?
Yeah.
And if we say this now, and let's say there's soldiers in harm's way, let's say there's assets still in play. What if we
what
report
are we doing
something
to this?
and somebody in Pakistan is watching CNN and now knows what we're reporting and kills somebody because we just told them where they are? What if it's our fault in the news?
You gotta know when to hold them.
HBO, the newsroom.
That
now
was
that you're
such
hooked
a
on
good
Maddow,
series.
that series, because I think she's one of the consultants.
Oh.
That show will blow your fucking socks off. It's all about like the sausage being made.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really good.
Entertainment. I'm done. I got pee.
Great job.
Entertainment.
Oh, I've got to read this. Here, listen.
Read that. What are we reading? What's going on?
Just
We're doing the
read-
news live
this is,
now.
No. Facebook, Lucinda Holiday. Read what it says. Just read what it says.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to read that
All right.
because I believe it's about the former officer in, was it Houston, that got convicted today
Right.
on murder charges. Because I think it's about that, because Mia has been all over Facebook today, just ranting about that whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the fact that she was convicted, found guilty.
Right. Well, there was that, but I
I was
guess
saying it went the right way for once.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
but-
Buddy Early was like,
but I-
did you see Buddy's post today? He says, so I've not been keeping up. What time are we acquitting the murderer cop today?
So she got pissed about that, I guess. Mia got pissed about that. But again,
about Buddy's thing?
Yeah, but she gets pissed about some of the other things.
Don't get mad at Buddy Early. You can't help it.
But I think what it was about was she was mad. It appeared from a couple of the posts that I saw. She was all pissed off because the name of the officer, the white woman that is not the victim, her name was everywhere, but they weren't saying
His name.
His name.
Yep.
He wasn't.
Oh, sure.
They weren't
26-year-old
upholding
accountant,
him.
I can tell you that,
Right.
but I don't know his name.
I don't either, but she had it everywhere. But I have a little bit of that, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch this.
That's interesting.
Local dramatics are happening on
Well,
the Facebook.
and I don't know if anybody saw that bitch on the, testifying.
Oh, no. I don't.
Oh my God, it was the worst fake crier I've ever seen in my entire life. I was scared and just going through this, and I thought, bitch, you were in the wrong apartment.
Oh, guilty.
And killed a guy.
Oh,
and
guilty
killed a guy.
bird. That was my other
Yeah.
story, but I said it wasn't
Yeah,
fun.
because but I'm saying you walk into. I know when I walk into somebody else's house, the different smells, there's all the things.
I'm always trying to get other people's cars. Oh yeah. First guilty verdict, but it's a woman. So what
Yeah.
does that say?
Right.
You know,
It's fair. Let her take the ball. But she did shoot him twice, so guilty.
guilt. Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Barged
like
into
the-
his house and shot him.
And didn't
That
take
feels
up.
like
And then
murder
they tried to
me.
do. They did the my house is my castle
Yeah, yeah.
defense, and it's like no, that was his house.
But
his
it wasn't
castle.
your house.
It wasn't your house or your castle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
you're done. You're basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, basic.
I'm so
I like
glad
that
that show's
a lot.
back. I caught back
That's
up
awesome.
again.
The
I'm
Good
back.
Place?
Yeah.
I like it.
The Good Place.
You're basic.
Just delightful.
All right.
I'm not crying
Fabulous.
so hard when it ends.
That is going to be sad. I don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the time because we just shit all over the wheel.
That's fine.
I think it's done.
We wrap up a little early. We're fine. No harm, no foul in that. Unless there's a wait. There was the thoughtful vulgarity from Annette last week that we didn't do.
Oh, we did.
We did a little version. If there's another one, I mean,
It was
we
a
could do
food
that.
thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anybody? Jenny and Nan, thoughtful
thank you,
vulgarities.
Jenny. Thank you.
Mama Die. Something you'd like to ask the group.
Ask the committee. Yes, by all means.
Oh, I have one
Well,
on the
oh,
topic
go.
that we've all talked about.
Oh,
sure.
Get
So-
on it. Get on it.
Pencils down.
We like to talk more.
Pencils down. Oh,
Well,
well, I have to get our
I'm
outro.
prepared.
I never am prepared for when people take it literally. Or we're gonna play the song too. Or we're gonna
No. I wasn't gonna do. Well, I can, but I mean,
Carl.
Carl. I have a problem. I have a yes, you do. That I just love it.
Well-
That's the sound of forgiveness. Screaming and then silence.
Well, thank God the children didn't see
I
that.
have a problem. I have a serious problem.
You are just terrible today.
Shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
Carl.
Would you believe boat nectar? Some of God's tears.
God's cheers.
Okay, it's the older couple from 3B. They were stealing all the crescent rolls.
Thank God the children didn't live to see that. All right, Annette, you got to type fast, bitch.
Oh my God.
You're on it.
I enjoy the shit out of that little series. Go ahead.
Oh, it really is. So, is there like in terms of the Come Rain or Come Shine? Is there something that you like, a song, a movie that you watched one way, and then like years later you revisit, you're like, oh, this is a whole different. Like Miss Saigon would be another one. Like, oh, this isn't really good for Asian people.
More soy sauce?
Yeah, this is white people explain Asians to us, and we should really stop. But is there something that over like the course of time, not Xanadu, that changed?
First of all,
this
why can't it be
show?
Xanadu? Second of all, literally all I ever remembered about Xanadu was roller skates. So I was stunned.
Xanadu
I
is
was
sacred.
stunned.
It is sacred. Sacred text. It is sacred
I have to
text.
find a DVD. I have to watch the movie.
Can I loan it to you?
Please do.
Because
Yes.
I have it in all the forms.
Good.
Had I known it was something you wanted, I would have put it in my gift bag for tonight.
I had no idea.
I bought it
would-
before I had a DVD player.
We're just going to play this.
It was
underneath.
Xanadu?
I would just say this show. All of them.
Started out about diversity, ended up being mean to Asians. Wow.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
first show.
We are the
much
Miss
everything.
Saigon of podcasts.
Why am I here in this rusty bed?
Why? Why?
My God, why?
Why?
Chris!
Bring him home. Bring him home.
Oh, terrible.
That's funny.
I would say
Okay. He's typing more.
I'm not.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, you guys read. I'm gonna answer this question
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
I can go around.
I forgot there was already a question
Yeah,
on the
there's already
table.
a question.
That was
Yeah.
really your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. It's fair.
I'm gonna.
It was not exactly how I anticipated
I'm gonna pull
this to
out
be.
my favorite dance movie about an abortion.
Ah, yes. Good choice.
Because there was a good long time when I didn't realize that it was about an abortion.
Yeah.
Thought it was a kind dance movie, and Penny got sick.
Stomach flu.
Right. Needed Dr. Houseman. I
I
don't know
thought it
why.
had too much watermelon.
I don't know
and a
why the
bowel
dirty
movement.
folding table guy had a knife, but they're about to dance again, so please shut up.
Plot.
Right.
Dancing.
Dancing.
I actually used that line last night because 2 songs within a matter of 3 minutes played both from that soundtrack on whatever we were playing at the bar.
Was it I've had the time of my life?
And
Hungry
Hungry
Eyes,
Eyes, it
yes.
was.
Yeah.
So I walked up to one
It
of
would
the
have to
tables,
be.
and Emma, who's one of the trivia players, she was kind of doing a little chair dancing to one of the songs, and we made some comment about this movie, and I said, best movie about an abortion ever, and
Best
they
dance movie about
lost
an abortion.
it.
I don't know if
They-
it's the best abortion movie, but
No.
it is definitely the best dance
no, I
movie
think I said
about
best
an
dance
abortion.
movie about an abortion, and they all just lost it. And then I realized, I don't know if they really get what I mean.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I'd have to say it was my favorite movie for a long time before I realized, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hold
What's
on a
happening
second.
here?
Don't
I
be
love it.
fooled by Olivia Newton-John
Yeah.
and Gene Kelly.
But it was also like a presence in my life from a fairly young age, so
Oh yeah, it came around
Yeah.
to the very vulnerable part for many of us.
78 was when it would have come out.
No, like 86.
Wait.
87.
Xanadu?
No.
Oh no,
Dirty
Xanadu's
Dancing.
like 80. Dirty Dancing's
Yeah.
like
Xanadu came out in 1990.
Dirty Dancing was 87.
1980.
Yeah,
87.
that feels right.
Yeah.
86, 87.
Because I would have been
Yeah, I think
8,
it was
10 years
definitely,
old.
Yeah, 87.
wore out 2 soundtracks on tape because they had Dirty Dancing and then more Dirty
More
Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
2
that's right.
soundtracks.
I bought the
That's it.
CD for Xanadu before I had a CD player, and I bought
Yeah.
the DVD for Xanadu before I had a DVD player because Xanadu.
So like 8-year-old to 20-something-year-old me, no idea about the abortion. In my 20s, at some point, I went, "What?
When did that
When
happen?
did that happen? I don't remember that
Yeah.
happening. I know every word in this movie. When did that happen?
Jenny in the chat room, she says, The Wizard of Oz scared her as a child with the flying monkeys, and now I giggle.
They still scare me. I don't watch
I'll
that
go
part
with
of The
you.
Wizard of
I
Oz.
remember being younger and watching it and seeing that and kind of not even like it. In my head, it was like the dark portion of the movie where it was the flying monkeys and when she had Dorothy in the witch tower or whatever the fuck it was. But they did startle me as a younger, and then I saw it many years later, and I'm like, what was I ever startled by?
I thought it was a horror movie. I told you, I've said that so many times that when somebody said, "Oh, we're doing the Wizard of Oz on stage," I'm like, "The fuck are you gonna do? They like sing songs?" I'm like, "It's not a musical."
Farm
She sings
Girl-
one song in the beginning, and then it just Farm Girl meets 3 strangers on the road.
Farm Girl kills and then joins up with 3 strangers to kill again. That's the best TV Guide description of that movie.
It was also a crossword puzzle when I was in Rhode Island. My friend and his mom do crossword puzzles, and I was like the finisher, like come in and get the couple clues, and one was like movie heroine meets up, takes up with 3 friends, goes on road trip, and it was Dorothy.
Dorothy,
we were like,
sure.
what the fuck? Oh, Jenny, we're talking about Dirty Dancing. So what was your choice?
Okay, we're talking about song that you heard one way and then realized it was different. Is that what we're doing?
And there doesn't have to be a big passage of time. It could just be like you found out the lyrics and you're like, oh fuck, what am I singing?
Singing "Bake Me a Pie of Love." That's
Yeah.
what I'm singing.
Bake me a pie.
And now there's a remix of it somewhere out there.
Bake me a pie of love.
Whoa!
Oh, no.
To this day, that's how I sing it. Can't not.
Oh, that's funny.
And I love it when someone tells me the wrong lyrics, and I don't need any intro. I know what song you think that is.
Right.
Like, I heard it the minute you said it
No.
out loud. I
We've
got
talked
that.
about this before, too.
Oh, have we?
Yeah. It's
I
in your
thought that was all
subconscious
coming
somewhere.
back to me now like
Yeah.
a bad Celine
Exactly.
Listen,
Dion
idiot savant. One of those words is true.
I like that.
There,
like a bad
there's a
Celine
couple
Dion.
like as you've grown up and you realize what they're saying, or you research the lyrics more. Like maybe it's just a poppy, catchy tune. There were a couple Culture Club songs that I just thought they were poppy and happy, and I thought they were good. Well, then you get older and you realize
Read those
what are
liner
the
notes.
or the liner notes, or you find out the backstory and you realize, oh, that's a little darker. That's really a
Yeah,
little,
it turns out it's the Unrequited Love March.
Yeah, like Black Money. There's the second track off their Color by Numbers album. Third track. I'm sorry. Do you deal in black money? Like, okay, well, I don't know. And then you find out more about the song or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, no. It's still a lovely little song. But other things you hear about, you just don't know why or how they got written. Like Careless Whisper, I listened to a little differently, literally just as recently as like a month ago. I listened to differently because I read a story that I'd never heard before that George explained. He always thought it was just a throwaway song. He never got why anybody liked it. He didn't even like it himself. He wrote it at 17 on a bus. I found out he did a lot of his writing while in transit.
Oh, we're not. The bus is entrenched now.
No. But like if he would be flying.
Listen, it's been almost 3 hours with no bus
If he was
stop.
on a train or flying or whatever, he happened to be on a city bus in London when he wrote that song, and he thought it was a throwaway song, and he never really got much. Then he says, well, I guess a lot of people cheated on each other is why it resonated so much. But it's so funny that I hear it now, and I think he thought it was a throwaway song. And it just sounds different. To me, it's such an impactful song because it was a part of it was growing up and all. But now I'm like, he thought it was just like a worthless song. He didn't get why people hung on to it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting to find out a different story. But it is funny, when I was really, really young, I used to think that Enough is Enough. I actually used to think that song was like, I didn't know why I loved the song when I was like 8 or 9 or whenever it came out. And I used to think, oh, that'd be just, if you were ever in a relationship, that'd be a great song. That'd be your song. Then I grew up and I realized, that's absolutely the opposite.
Yeah, no.
Throwing
Not
him the
the
fuck
Throw him out. Throw him out.
Not the,
How did I not?
love song you were thinking
Right,
of.
how did I not get the throw him out portion of the program? Because that'd be our song. No, not gonna do it. That's enough.
Great.
Yeah.
What was one for you, Alfie?
There is a song, and it's not because I misunderstood it. I've just changed over the years. But there's a song by Ricky Lee Jones called "We Belong Together" that is about like a young relationship, and a singer just brings a broad down to the dark end of the fair and turns her into a tattoo in the back of Johnny's black hair. Like it's very evocative, very Sondheim-ish, but it's about friendship. It's about. And so at the time, I thought it was about these cool people that were doing all these cool things, and aren't they exciting? And they know all these movie stars' names. And then as I've gotten older, it's this very like evocative song about friendships at the end, and who you stick around with, who you keep in your life, and we belong together. Like there's all these distractions and all these things that can happen, and all these like exciting places you could go, and things that seem exciting, but eventually you just get back to we belong together, but it's us that should stay together. And it's very evocative, and it's very lovely. But over the course of time, my interpretation of that song just has changed so much from when I heard it when I was like 13 or 14 years old and thought it was about adventure and about, all the things that could possibly happen in this little song that has like wind chimes and all this shit going on. And now to me, it's just this lovely, sad song about who you keep around for the duration. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I've never not known the words or not, but I've come to a different place. And she's only a couple years older than me, but I think I come like In My Life by the Beatles. Like that's another song that you just every time you hear that song or you get a little bit older, it just means a little bit more. It has a little bit more sway. It's not the song that changed. It's you that kind of
course, yeah, absolutely
evolved.
Absolutely.
And then Anant asked the question about
question.
Yeah, it's a great question. If there's that person that you think has it all, is on it, they're always helping people, they're always got their shit together, and then you find out underneath it's a puddle of mud.
Right. So I think that
you found me out. You figured it out.
I think that you just welcome to the show with Clayton McKee.
Yeah.
But I think that something. When I was much younger, I would look at people. You see the outside of somebody's
Jenny is
house.
begging us not to do this, but we're gonna do it.
Right.
And now we're on your team.
When we were, when I was younger, and would go to past people's homes, like I had almost make up stories about what's going on inside their house. Like they must have the best life.
That's a fun game.
Because it looks good. It looks good from it. It looks good
from
a distance.
A coat of paint will deceive you.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's a life lesson, girls. Write that down.
Big time. And
I said pencils down. Make up your mind.
Right. I can't. I already put it away.
Yeah. Are we taking notes? Are we not taking notes?
But that has always. So I mean, that's what when I read his question, that's what it reminded me of. Like looking at people that I thought always had it together, and you see their house, and it's just the most beautiful house, but that door closes, and what's going on inside is a whole other beast.
Yeah, that looks good on paper.
Yep.
Versus, and then there's go ahead. I'll wait for my turn.
Okay. So
that doesn't mean everybody has shit going on. It's just
everyone does have shit going
on. Everybody does, but I mean it can
aside
be
from the recently
deceiving.
Deceased, everybody has shit.
But
gosh, I hope so, because it gets awfully uncomfortable if you don't.
That's true. Right.
And that starts to add up after a while. No, so questions like this make me feel like a sociopath because I feel like that's everybody.
Sure.
Right.
And I feel like that's what you're supposed to do is put some fucking paint on the front of your house so it doesn't look so shitty, and leave all the laundry hanging out back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I feel like that's
how we're all getting through
that's
it.
That's how we're all doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a sociopath at all. I
think
that's
a
usually
the sociopathic part though comes when I look at people that seem genuinely happy, and I believe that they're part of the Matrix, and I should just unplug them.
Because the genuinely happy upset me.
Because you
people, why are you happy?
You and your perfect fucking family are not real.
Right.
And you should end.
Right.
Now.
Sure.
Too much?
No.
Just enough.
Yes.
Carry on, my wayward son.
I actually know a couple of people that have actually been called out just this year, in a Facebook where they were deceiving and lying and using other people, and they just got outed the fact that we see through your bullshit. He ran around with labels and clothes and trips and all this other kind of stuff that he was going on, and somebody just made one post. This person had gone to visit them in LA, and he made some post about it, not naming him at all. Nobody, there was no slander, just was a story, and everybody's chiming in. Oh, I know what this is about. I know exactly what this is about. And then it got back to this person. Again, he wasn't named, but I guess they all realized that the circle was all
He's the
people around
whistleblower,
him.
right?
Right, he figured out who the whistleblower was.
Right, there you go.
Well, it's a male from 42 to 45 that drinks gin and tonics at Charlie's on Sunday.
2 limes.
And gets super excited by Tina Turner's version of Disco Inferno. I think we've got him.
So that
Buddy
person,
Early?
Too specific?
Dion Brown?
So that person later posted a big thing on Facebook about apologies to friends, and I guess reached out to a couple people and made amends with that he had done and whatever. But it was like we've all been watching this story fly out of control for a while, but he finally got his up and comings with that. But I think I agree. I think everybody's is in the same boat. Like I don't know. I guess I get this from a lot of people. I hear this all the time, and it's always kind of funny to me. And I guess it's because of what I do with regards to I walked into bars for many years and took over computer systems. Sure. Then I hosted an event. Then I did this. Then I did that, or whatever I did. And it's always the perception that you've got all your shit together. Mm-hmm. They have no idea what's going on behind the curtain. You know, the little man that's tall. Well, it could be that.
Yeah.
But I always find it interesting that people think that you've got the world by the ass and they don't really know what's going on, how it's all put together in the background. Sure. It's held together with duct tape and chicken wire.
I think the worst thing that I've ever heard, and yet it's the best thing, because you think, oh, sweet, I'm fooling them. I'm just fucking fooling all of them, is when you hear, oh my God, you look so happy all the time. So, I haven't heard that in years, but I'm saying like when I have.
These are words I've never heard.
I mean, it's not that's not now, but I'm saying, you know, at different times. Oh my God, you're always so happy. You're always in such a good mood. And I thought, well, I'm at work and a bartender, so I'm trying to make money.
Oh, see, I just straight up tell people that.
No,
I'm
I know. I'm
now.
joking about that.
What the fuck do you want?
You know.
Yeah, but
and they just get scared and throw money at me and run away.
Here, take it. Take
when it comes to jobs, I'm a firm believer, and it's from my parents' work ethic. That you're paying me for 12 hours, right. I'm going to give my best possible version of myself. And if something upsets me, I'm going to try super hard to let that go the other way. Mm-hmm. But there's some times where I have to just stop and call bullshit, or I have to stop and break down. Like, this is not a minute I'm getting through. Yep. So everybody come along. Yep. But you try to put your best foot forward. Like yesterday, I had to tell somebody, like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. This is a crisis. You're asking a stupid question. Right. And I don't know what you're doing. Read the room. Clearly, this is a high-stress situation that we are on a definite time constraint, and it's life or death. So you need to shut the fuck up and get... And, like, everybody, like, when I told her to shut the fuck up and get out of the room, everybody was like, oh, it's a whole nother game. Like the guy that's always kind of friendly and like helping people.
If he snaps,
just told someone to shut the fuck up. I'm like,
this is an issue.
Time is ticking here, and there's a life at stake. So, and that was one that I was like, I had to go back and apologize. Like, I'm sorry that I snapped at you, but I really need you to know better. That this was a ticking bomb. Like
but that was a learning experience, and that's you need to blow up.
But a learning experience for me is to find a nicer way to say shut the fuck up.
Right? Okay. Sure.
But it is that thing. But
I think everybody learned a little bit that.
Yeah, everybody learned.
Yeah, but shut the fuck up is quick and to the point. It's very expedient.
But you also do have to say, like, I'm going to keep a pleasant demeanor and try to be. If I leave the house, I'm going to try and be the best possible version of myself. Definitely lip gloss. But then there's times that something just strikes you as sad or upsets you, and you're like, okay, can we have human emotion? Like, but you have to read the room.
I don't believe in those.
Right. And sometimes...
Yeah, but you don't 24/7 believe in those.
Correct.
Right.
Unless I'm watching something musical.
Yeah.
Or Grey's Anatomy.
In a dark theater.
Or Grey's Anatomy.
And somebody's going to try and break down during, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Right.
So, and then we'll just go to the follow-up, because I love this topic. How do you do it?
Topic.
Do you say to this person, stop at the bullshit, let us help you? And I think I'm gonna go first before Marnie
Yeah.
on this one because I already have the talking stick.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not the way
Like
to
beating
say
us
it.
with
I
a
think
Yeah.
because everybody's little legs are spinning underneath the water.
Sure.
Most people are trying to put their best There's a few bastards that aren't, but I think most people are trying to put their best foot forward. And if you know, I see you spinning, I don't want them to stop their bullshit. I just want to be like, I know you're trying. Can I, you know what I mean? Like, I'm on your team. If you want to go cry in the bathroom for a little while, I'll go with you. If this is too much, let's take turns having this be too much. Like, that could be a Nat because of my about my job. That there's times that think it's too much.
Right.
And it's okay if
It's
you
okay
if you
to-
need
that
to
it's
say
too
like
much, yeah.
step away. But it could be your personal life. Like this,
Yeah.
like I've had friends that have gone through breakups, divorces, people stealing their pets, and I'm like, these are big stressors. It's okay if you can't fake it today. Like if you want to just go somewhere and revel in the mud, let's go. Like
Sure.
that's a big thing you're going through.
But don't you have to really care about someone to go to that length?
And I think that might be, and that might be getting at the point that there's people that are dealing with depression that don't have someone that's kind of there to like reach in and say, you know, I see the wheels spinning.
Oh, and Nat, your post about you feel that about us. You see us as people having their shit together, and then you hear about Marnie's house flooding.
Marnie's
All-
internal house has been flooding for years.
Marnie has got her list. We all
Yeah.
have
Oh,
our list of shit that we
definitely.
go through and deal with all the time,
And I'm glad,
every day.
Yeah.
You do not use us as the litmus test, I would say.
Oh
Like,
God,
for
please don't. No, I'm
having shit
failing at
together.
life spectacularly right now.
One of the messages I
I've
would
always been so proud of
Spectacularly.
that.
One of the messages I would like Annette to take away from this, which was oddly takes us back to the very beginning of this podcast starting, long before even Kat
Oh, I
joined
was even
us.
born, so
Right.
Back when I was just a boy.
Part of one of the things that I remembered thinking, because in all of the years of ever seeing a gay TV show or a gay podcast or whatever, they were all too just tunnel vision, gay. And it drove me crazy because not everybody's like that. They're just regular people in the world. And I kind of feel that's how we are. Maybe I'm not, maybe
You're
I'm
the most regular, Clayton.
but I just feel like the whole idea of the podcast was I wanted it to be a fun show that we just talked about everyday stuff that everybody else goes through, which I think we do.
Yep.
A house flooding, you work in a restaurant with a bunch of sick people.
Yeah.
You work behind a bar.
don't eat the food.
I used to do, whatever the hell I'm involved in that week, fixing a vacuum and a lawnmower or a car, whatever it is. I just wanted. We all don't have our shit together. We never have. Any of us, I don't think, have ever fully had their shit together. We
Well,
have
there was that
moments.
one minute.
We have moments
Yeah,
here and there.
yeah.
Peaks and
Oh,
valleys.
high spots, sure.
But I mean, just because we sit in a studio if you were to be here, you would realize there's nothing's together here.
The epitome of luxury here.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
But I also have to say,
But
like, you have to-
I appreciate that. Like
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's what you see. It's just truly the four of us sitting around just laughing at because we can, and it's such a reprieve for that
And in
one
some ways-
time a week for me.
Right.
That just speaking for myself, that it's just that beautiful time. That's why I hate missing. Because
Yeah.
to be able to come in
and it's
and
always
just
better with four
fucking
people.
laugh.
By the way, it's always
Yeah.
better with four people. I say it all the time.
This in effect is the going in a corner and crying for
Yes.
a while. We get out some of it in this 3
Work out.
hours.
And I
A lot of therapy here,
say,
yeah.
I say all the time about your life, whatever your job is, whatever your life is, whatever your family situation is. If each day that you wake up, you're like, okay, I can find something to be happy about or something to laugh. Like there's like one remote thing that I can find kind of funny today. You know what I mean? Whether it's bake me a higher pie or whatever the fuck you were
Bake
singing.
me a pie of love.
You know what I mean?
By the way.
If I can find one.
Bake me a pie of love.
Whoa! But and it's one of those, and
You're
I kind
welcome.
of gauge, not to, I kind of gauge each day with, can I find one tiny thing today, on both days, on any day when something bad happens, like, is there something out there that's going to at least make me like, oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, I can't laugh yet, but in an hour
But
I'm
funny
going to
things
find the
are
pie
And I
of
don't know
love.
about any of the rest of you, but that's usually something I say. Like for me, it's not a matter of what other people do, but when I am at that point, like I'll do something, just do something stupid, think something ridiculous, whatever. and I chuckle at myself.
Yeah.
And that's how, I mean, usually.
And that really breaks you out of it.
Right.
When you can
right.
get that laugh at
As
yourself when you're
dumb
all
as it-
alone and
yes.
kind of feeling sorry for yourself, and you hit your knee on the coffee
Yeah.
table,
You're
and you
like,
just
"You
walk right to
dumb
the
son of a
You just walk right to the Advil. You're
Right,
like,
right.
you know what? I'm not going to wait around and see if this hurts. I'm
Yeah,
just going to
yeah.
pre-medicate.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know where my
Oh.
coffee
That's
table
where
is.
Snagglepuss comes in for me.
Yeah, right.
It's in the middle of the
Whatever
day,
it is.
something up, I'm like, oh, heaven's sakes. Look at that. I dropped a bowl.
Yeah.
It's shattered
Right.
everywhere. Pieces all over the floor.
Where's the
And I
broom?
can't
Right.
do the voice,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
he's
I'll
the
say
gayest
the
thing.
voice in
Yeah.
my head or
Yeah.
stupid shit like that, and I'll get a
Oh
giggle.
no,
I'll
I
be
say
like,
it out loud so that all the cameras can pick it up, and if the neighbors hear it, they're like, "Oh, she's lost her mind."
Yeah.
I think the most dangerous.
I think my neighbors say that every day. Oh, she's gone.
I just pull in the driveway and they're
But
like,
Donna Summer's a
pull
little
the
loud.
curtain.
They're
Yeah,
Pull the curtain.
exactly. She's going through something. We're on her 17th time through Last
He's
Dance.
playing Eurythmics again.
Yeah.
Not
MacArthur
me.
Park Suite sure is nice.
17 minutes about a cake in the rain, lady. The metaphor is tired. But I gotta tell you, and I call it my moments of zen. And I stole it from Jon Stewart, but it's true. It's like sometimes you just need that one thing to
Sure.
cling on to, and sometimes it's a song, it's a joke, it's a funny thing on YouTube. It's Carl. And I know the medicine I need. Like I just have to
Yes.
find something funny. I have to switch my mood. Whatever you can do, and that's.
Yeah.
And, but if you see somebody that you know their wheels are
Right,
spinning,
right.
you don't have to call them on their bullshit. Just ask.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I can make your leg, the little duck under the water,
Sure.
a little less
Yeah,
easier?
but even if you don't go into it, I think that
Because usually you're attracted
right.
to that person that always seems so together.
Absolutely, right.
Usually that person that's always seems
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
I know, you're right.
Usually
That's
you're
why we're here, Clayton.
Usually
That's
you're
why.
attracted to
That's what
that.
draws us back every Tuesday. We just try to figure out if it's
To
true.
just find my way to your house.
You know,
Then I got your shit together.
I
Yeah.
think that where that danger comes in is when you know that you're putting, this isn't the dangerous part really, but when you know you're trying to sell a bunch of shit to people,
Yeah.
putting it on
I call
Facebook.
it alcohol, but yes.
Right. Well, there you have it. But putting things on Facebook that just aren't, like when people are trying to show their life to be something different.
Oh, right.
Or better,
like
or whatever.
the imagery out there that everything's
Right.
fine.
Everything is great. And
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
you're putting this picture out there, like, look at how great my life is. And you're absolutely sitting at home in your underwear just crumbling.
Right.
I think it's when
First
people.
of all, put on some pants.
Why you Winnie Pooh in the shit?
I'm in a beanbag chair eating Cheetos.
Show me on the poo
Best
doll.
I
life.
am happy.
Best life. Best life.
But when you start believing your own bullshit.
Right. Don't believe your own press. Nope.
Big time.
Oh.
Don't
Big
believe
time.
your own press.
And I think that's where it becomes super dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I think that. And when,
Ooh, and
when
Nan,
you're
remember
not-
that for the next time. That's a good question. If you ever believed your own press, that's a good question.
Well, and when you look at it.
Look at me now.
No.
Clearly, I bought the
She's
whole
like-
press
I call
kit.
it a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah,
If
she
I
calls
say
it a
so,
selfie,
it must be
is
so.
what she calls it. But
Settle down. I haven't taken a picture of myself in like a year and a half.
Well,
Listen, bitch, this has been going on a long time.
Yeah. So, but if
So,
you
yeah.
see those people that are spinning,
and I don't know that
reach
it
out
has
and
to
just
be,
be a friend and just
I
say.
would caution to do it gently, though,
Gently.
because if somebody
Right. Oh, of
tried
course,
to come
gently.
and shake me
But
out of my shit, I would slap
I assume
them
if
back.
you know someone well enough that you would be enough to be
but
like,
even if you don't, to sit down next to someone when you're saying the call them out or the whatever, I really do think that there's something to be said for just an ease and diplomacy and just kind of going up and being like, hey, what's going on?
But
Yeah.
also
And just
remember,
starting
you,
a conversation without prying, without trying to say you're full of shit or you're this or you're that, but to just sit there and be like, what's going on?
and that's
and
all
get 'em
very
talking.
kind-hearted, but also remember that you
Yeah.
can't help people that don't want to
You're
be helped.
Oh,
absolutely
absolutely.
right.
yeah.
Like, do not.
Yeah, no matter
Do
what
not
it is.
wrap
Yeah.
yourself up in somebody else's problems. Like, it sucks, and you may love them a whole lot, but do not.
And
You
don't
cannot
take 'em
help
on.
people. Right, you cannot
Yeah.
help people that don't want to be helped, and fighting them over it is only going to make your relationship
You're right.
worse.
Yeah.
And the wonderful words of one Diana Ross: reach out and touch somebody's hand.
But not so close.
Not careful.
Yeah.
not
Not so
that
close.
close.
But let's
Arm's
give
length,
yeah,
people.
Come on.
Handshake
Yeah.
is close
Be
enough.
very-
A
Personal
handshake.
space. I'm a-
Very,
Handshake
very
is enough.
careful. Will
Shout and
hunting
touch. Not so
touch.
close. Not that close.
Enough is enough.
No.
Is enough.
Is enough, is enough.
Is enough.
It's
Is
enough. It's
I'll
enough.
never have that recipe
You know what,
again.
you guys? I've had the time of my life.
Oh!
But no one can sing in that key. God damn it, that's a problem with that song.
Diane Warren.
Now, That one?
It's in a minor key.
Yeah,
It's
that's
awful.
true,
It's
it's
the word.
awful.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the worst because you're
The
in the
girl
middle of
part's easier
karaoke
to
and you're like,
sing.
who wrote a song in this key? Humans don't sing in this key.
We should talk to someone about that.
Well, if you'd like to sing in this key again, remember, we're off for the next 2 weeks. We'll see you later on in this month. I'll try to get all the shows posted. But until next time, we'll just leave you with this parting thought.
Yeah.
we
in
will
3 Tuesdays.
see you
next Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
however you worship.
It'll be a Tuesday.